today we're going to be taking a look at all the other Lego August sets. We've got some more images, we've got some official images. We can take a look on lego.com. I'll be bringing that up in just a second. And we're also going to be building, so I've set up my phone as a second camera angle. And let's see, let's get rid of that. Hey, there we go. Second camera angle, so you can see a bit better what we are building today. And hopefully, last time we used this, it did cut out on us. Hopefully it's better today. Hopefully it doesn't cut out at all. But I have finalized a few of the builds as well, like this droid from the upcoming battle pack for August. I think the first thing we'll do whilst everyone funnels in, hello there, everyone who has been here right at the start, before even I was ready. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be taking this ATRT we've recently built and I'm going to be switching out the colours to make this a Star Core ATRT, because no doubt when I pick up the battle pack I'm going to be resizing the actual ATRT. Let's make sure people over on Shorts can see this as well. Let me add, what are we adding? Alright, we need to add the capture. There we go. So I'm going to be turning this into a Star Core ATRT. Hopefully, oh, I thought it froze, it was just my arm. And switching up some of the greys for yellows is basically all we're going to be doing. Let's make sure this is properly set up. If I'd have remembered this, I'd have done this beforehand.
Your head is chopped off in the vertical stream.
Oh no. Oh, we could switch that around. Nope. There we go. I don't know what's up with the vertical stream. I don't know. Oh, there we go. So a vertical stream can see it as well. The reason we're switching this up with yellow is because if you watched the streams on Tuesday, you'll know that we are getting a battle pack in August, a Star Core battle pack with some really nice looking clone troopers. And the ATRT is also not half bad looking. It's a bit bulkier though than I like. You can see this is not far off the Bark Speeder. This is also the new design of Bark Speeder that we're getting in the Snow Speeder set, and it's about the same size. It's about the same height as the ATRT, which does line up to what we see on screens, but obviously Lego aren't going to be putting out a, what, like 100-piece ATRT in a £35 set, by the way. Ooh, £35, a little too steep for me, but I'm going to be swapping this out for a yellow ATRT, and then we'll get to looking at the other sets, and eventually today we will be turning the Trash Compactor diorama into a Lego Book Nook for Star Wars, something that we probably won't be seeing, at least not anytime soon, a Star Wars Book Nook. I wouldn't mind Lego doing something like that, but I think the Trash Compactor, which is perfect, by the way, for a Book Nook, the perfect Book Nook would be the Trash Compactor. I don't see Lego re-releasing it. We haven't had it too recently, I wouldn't say. It's like 2020, weren't it? The diorama came out. But it's still recent enough that I think I'd take a new set. What sort of diorama could we get? Wouldn't want it on any of the Lego sets that are out at the minute. So you're looking like Death Star. Wouldn't want a Death Star scene, including the Trash Compactor. I don't know. I don't know what I'd want. I don't know if I'd want a Book Nook from Star Wars. I think there's a few sets that could be made into a Nook, but Lego are probably just better off. It's niche enough that Lego could give us the set and hope that fans on Rubricable and elsewhere turn it into a Nook itself. I think that'd be better than giving us a Book Nook that isn't probably going to sell as well. It depends how well the sign's done, because the Star Wars sign I've seen quite a few images of, but it's that similar of a niche. I think Marvel and Star Wars got their logos and everyone else is about to get a Book Nook. Maybe we'll get a Speed Champions Book Nook, eh? A little F1 pit stop. It would work. It would work. All right, we've switched up the slopes on the back, as you can see, to get the yellow on the legs. And I don't own, let me double check. I had a little look before I went live. I don't own any of these round yellow dishes in yellow. There are a few on, oh, it's highlighting the rest. There are a few on, wait, hold up. So it's telling me I'm on full screen right now, aren't I? But it's telling me that I'm on the desk cam. That's going to be confusing. All right, so I'm not on the one that I can see, but I don't own any of the yellow dishes. There are a total of 6, are there, in the new battle pack? I own a few oranges, greens, a lot of blues. Check this out. These are all the blue dishes that come on the 501st battle pack. I got 2 stacks of them and a few more. 2 stacks and 5. So what's that? 45 of these, not exclusively from that set, but most of them did come from that. And I'm using one of them at the minute. So I have at least 46. I think it's on R2's brickheads that they're being used. Hello there, Django Lucas, and welcome. So we've got the slopes on the back, and we've also got this slopes element here with the bar on top. That works as yellow. I think the rest of these pieces are all for the front here. We can pop this off to make it a bit easy, can't we? Pop it off the stud there. What's my favourite set? Honestly, my favourite set as of Tuesday, when we got the images of the brand new August waves, is that Juggernaut. That Juggernaut looks amazing. But the favourite set that I've built... Ooh... You know what, the Star Destroyer, the new Star Destroyer was pretty nice. I don't know if that'd be my favourite. I think my favourite set's always the next one. I'm excited to keep building. Captain Rex's helmet was nice. That's probably stayed up for the longest. There are a few really good Star Wars sets recently. It gets to be a harder question every single year with the new sets coming out. I think the Juggernaut is going to be my next favourite set. And I'm also excited to be building, you know what, let's throw the Slave one. I haven't built it yet, but I'm excited to get into my UCS era. Because at 10k subs, we're going to be building Jango Fett's Slave 1, which is just to the side there. And then I do want to be building the new UCS ATST. That looks nice. Right, there we go. There is, actually, that's meant to be up one. There's all the yellow for our Starcore ATRT minifig scowl, which might fit in the Juggernaut because the legs do fold right up. So we might be able to fit this in the Juggernaut. We'll have to have a little look. Got your dream set, the UCS AT80 for your birthday. Nice, that's a set that I really would love to build. And I wonder how, I know that's to scale with the last playset ATST. And I wonder how it scales up to the new UCS ATST. Because that's massive, isn't it? The brand new one. I don't know if you've seen images. We'll be taking a look at... I don't think we've got official images from LEGO of the UCS ATST. We'll have a little look in a second, just in case we do. But I think that's one of the only sets that we're yet to get. We do have... we can take a look at the new V19 Terrain. Happy birthday, LEGO Model Planes. Is that why LEGO have dropped all the August sets for your birthday? We do have official images, and I'm excited to be taking a look at them again, because even though we've seen, you don't go in there, even though we've seen them through their official launch, we can get some clear images and maybe a few extra details as to what's going in these sets. Because we didn't get any details. I mean, we know like all the characters, all the ships. Star Wars is pretty easy to tell. Well, what you know, you know. Right, let's get up the... let's get up. What are we looking at? So first, before we take a look at the sets actually, LEGO Star Wars have announced some brand new characters, specifically the one on screen now, for Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past, which is the title of the brand new Rebuild the Galaxy coming out. And I'm so excited for this series. After watching the first one, I don't know where they could go. And I think that just makes me more excited to see where this show's heading next. We have Solitos here, who is voiced by Dan Stevens. I don't really know voice actors' names unless they were a main character in the Clone Wars. And this character is a Duros, same species as Cad Bane, and is Jedi Bob's former master. Oh, the master of Jedi Bob. Reveal of a Lego set straight out the forthcoming 4-part series, which I think is the same as the first season. We're only getting 4 parts. I don't know why they could really milk this and give us so many more Lego sets, but I think that's probably why we're only getting 4 parts. Make it easy on the Lego designers team. So we got a little glimpse, and by a glimpse, this is the glimpse, this and the set. The Lego set and this poster is the glimpse. No trailers, nothing else, but we've got a little bit on the actual show here. I think we get straight into the Lego set. What's my favorite Star Wars movie? Attack of the Clones. It will always and forever be Attack of the Clones. The first movie to come out after I was born. Fun little fact. No correlation to it being my favorite. The story on it does enough of that, and the scenery. For collectors, StarWars.com is the first look at the Lego set, which I do have in another tab. There we go. Force Burner Snowspeeder, £45, coming soon the 1st of August. And this is the design of Speeder that we've already built. I built this yesterday, and I can show that off in just a second because I really like how they've put that together. I like this whole set. Don't know about this little speeder down here. I don't really feel about it. Apparently it does hide up in the snow speeder. It depends how this connects. It depends if it's just because we've got a clip there. If it clips underneath, it might look a bit odd. But if it can hide and there's a little bit of the middle in there, then perhaps that could work really well. And it also looks like it's been shot down and works with Empire Strikes Back. Maybe I need to build the UCS AT-AT with this set. That could be quite cool. Of course, I remember you, Jude. Is that droid speeder from the Phantom Menace? Oh, this one. So this is blue. So I think technically it's from Clone Wars era. Maybe Attack of the Clones.
Is it on the vertical?
Is it not on the vertical? Is it still the desk cam? Oh. Why is it not showing up on the vertical stream? We can't be having that. Here we go. It's because it's got yesterday's one still up. Hey, now you can see it. All right, so this speeder here, this speeder is, I think, something brand new. A few hot rod decals. Lego do call them decals somewhere in this paragraph here, but they are stickers. They're not water slide decals. They are stickers, not to be confused. And yes, this blue one is from Clone Wars, but the recolored version is brown from Phantom Menace to match up with the first appearance of the Separatist ships. So that's why I've recolored it brown. It also matches the giant speeder that we've recently built based off the brown set that just come out at the start of the month. I think both of the speeders, does anyone remember the other set? Was it the MTT that came with, yeah, both of the speeders are blue, but I guess we've just got a big grey one, so that adds up. Along for the ride are minifigures of Sig Grieblin and Darth Dev. Darth Dev is looking a little different to when we saw him with the Dark Falcon, and both of which I think fit in the middle here. Maybe there is enough room at the back that the speeder does clip up underneath. I'd love to see a feature of that. Maybe we'll have to see if there's a set review or something that reveals all. And then we've also got Solitos here. Yeah, Darth Dev is a little different with the arm out of the sleeve. And again, the one printed arm. Why one printed arm? I don't understand why just one printed arm. It was the same on the minifigure from the Dark Falcon. I don't get it. I don't get it. Even with, well, 3PO, we got both of the printed arms, so that was quite nice. But one printed arm, I'd have loved 2 arms like this, especially to have the right arm for future use. We do have Sig Grieblin, you saw in there, is a brand new minifigure based on the outfit, but the head and the hair are the same. Solitos, completely original character. I can't see any Solitos in Legends. I don't know if Solitos is based off someone. Maybe Solitos is a spin of a name. Maybe there was another unnamed character. But I think Solitos is just completely unique. Kind of reminds me of the Keller and Beck minifigure with the text or the symbols around the collar and then going down the side. This would be a great minifigure to get. And look at that cape. I know this is a render. No Lego cape is that good. But I'd love to get some sort of almost flexi cape that you could position. A load of model action figures are doing the same now. Get some sort of flexi cape that we can position as we want. I think that would be quite nice. That's why I prefer the rubber capes, because you can mold them about and switch up how they're positioned. Here we go. Here's the 3 figures with the 3 vehicles, which is nice. I've been wanting this from Lego for quite some time. 1 main ship and 2 side builds. Actually, I kind of just want the 1 main ship and the side build for this one, but it's nice that we get that 3rd speeder that's meant to clip up underneath. No images. You can see there is a massive gap at the back. Does this speeder clip on backwards? Because there's a clip element there, and then there's a bar going along the middle. Do you think this speeder points backwards? Because that would make sense. So that Darth Dev is in the gunner's seat then. Who's my favourite Star Wars character? Ahsoka. Unless we're including Legends, in which case it's Luke. Legends, Luke, canon, Ahsoka. I like the saber colours. So we were talking a lot about the orange saber with this set. The dual purple chain sabers, I think they call them. Let's have a look. Where did our little text go on a brand new character, Solitos? Including mysterious Solitos, who is armed with 2 chained purple lightsabers. I do think they look really cool. I can't wait to see how they're used in the series. I know it's Lego, so we're still going to have quite limited movement, but the animation's quite cool. Also, a lot of these pieces have already been uploaded. We'll take a look at that just a little later in the stream, but I think it would be quite fun to try and build these without instructions, and we might even be able to build these a little earlier. Sigreblin's returned, we know from the first series. Darth Dev as well, aka Devastator. I don't think I knew Dev's full name was Devastator. I think that's a first for me. Seeking out his true purpose. It's nice to see Dev has kept the red lightsaber from before, and it's interesting also seeing that Greeblin has an orange blade. We were talking about on Tuesday the fact that the orange blade is sort of somewhat seemed paired with a selfish character, you know. They're not out to cause others pain. They're just out for selfish reasons, selfish purposes. And also, no sign of Jedi Bob. Oh no, we do have Jedi Bob. But first off, Armored Best is returning as Darth Jar Jar. Love to see Darth Jar Jar back. And then we've got a few new characters. Jackson, who is this rabbit just on screen here, is a brand new one coming from Legends, and he's the most Jackson he's ever been outside of a comic book. I don't think we've seen Jackson too many times outside the comic book. This was nice. I did flip through this earlier. Ashley Eckstein's coming back as Ahsoka. Can't wait to see. But Ahsoka is not a minifigure. Ahsoka's a brickheads. And we've also got the giant Chewie. I forgot about that. I can't wait to see how they pair those up for the show. The giant characters, the brickheads. Oh, I'm sure we're going to get a few other things. I'd like to see a helmet sneak up as well. Maybe just like Rex's helmet pop up for a few seconds or something in the background. That could be quite fun. Do I like bounty hunters? Bounty hunters are... I do like Boba, actually. Boba and Django. The Mandalorian bounty hunters are great. Hello there, Kenobi. As far as the set, I think we've looked at everything. Why are you in dollars? Why are you in dollars or not? Let's fix that up. Get you in pounds. $55, £45. Not far off the battle pack, which is crazy when you look at it. But then again, we're getting 3 minifigures, 349 pieces, and £45. It works, and we'll explain that later on. I think Lego in general is just getting very expensive. $75 in Australia, there you go. If you were interested in how much it was, go to the top bar, and whatever it's in, usually it will be English, as it is now, EN-GB. If I was to change GB to FR, we've got the euros for Europe, so that's $50. change FR to US and you get the American. Let's bring up the Aussie with AU. There you go, 79.99. And then we can go Canadian. The code for Canada is CA. 65 Canadian dollars. And then let's go Poland, PL. 220 zloty. That sounds like a lot. That's even more than the Aussie. I think that's the biggest currency that we've looked at, and there are a few others we can go with, but type in your country code at the top. Let's go back to GB and it will switch out the currency, which is nice to do. The sets aren't out yet. They're coming out the 1st of August 2025, and I'm sure there'll be other gift with purchases that will be out for, I don't know, the 1st of August. 1st of August is a big wave where everyone's going to be spending so much money, but you know, by the 14th of August, there'll definitely be a gift with purchase or two. Got the buildable stat. Do we name the speeder? 2 vehicles in 1. The snow speeder features flame decals, a detachable speeder bike. There we go, but they don't show it off in any of the images. Let's have a look on the back of the... Oh, there we go. We kind of see it. So it is attached backwards. That might stick out, but because it's got the flame decal on, I think that still works. I think that looks good. The amount of money you need to save just for the play scale Jango Fett Starship. It's a crazy price, but it's a great ship, isn't it? Can I go to Irish? Yes. What do we think the Irish code is? IR? Oh, it right, redirects to the US. There should be a little flag somewhere, shouldn't there? You can, no, that's marketing emails. Usually most sites have a little flag that you can change to go to different places, and then you can copy the code from there. I don't know what Ireland's code is, so if we figure it out, then we can come back and take a look. Oh, didn't mean to press that one. This isn't the only set that is coming out. We've already taken a look at these, but we do have Jango Fett Starship up next. 60 quid. IRE. All right, let's give that a go. I think the Lego ones are only 2, but maybe there's an exception. No, it keeps redirecting to America though. I don't know why it keeps redirecting to America. We do have the Lamassu. Lamassu. I got that right, haven't I? I keep getting it wrong. I can't keep getting it wrong. I can't remember it at some point. Can anyone see Lamassu? I know I'm hiding some of the screen. Oh, Jango Fett. Lamassu. There we go. Lamassu. It's just behind me. I see Sue. It is Lamassu. So we've got Tanway Lamassu. And we just need... Yep, can't remember the other one. But this display stand here is a display stand. This little trolley does double as a display stand. Come on, where is it? There we go. Look at that. I wish the Boba one had this. And it kind of had a ladder you could probably kick it up on. But the fact that this folds up, and it looks like it's quite secure. It looks like it does hold it. There's no clips holding it in, but it is propped up nice and firmly. And then let's have a look. Where the seismic charges? Here we go. We've got 2 seismic charges, which are just grey heads with a tile on the top and a plate on the bottom. And then we've also got the little mechanism where the seismic charges get folded in. You lift up this ramp here, you load the 2 seismic charges, or just one at a time, and then they fall out the bottom, which I think isn't going to be as smooth as it looks in the animation and on here, because you are going to have to, you know, lift the ramp, fill it, close it, and then release it all manually. Hopefully there's some sort of mechanism. Maybe this is just loose and it just falls out when something gets put in. Or do we think this slope, this isn't lined up? This slope isn't lined up in system. Perhaps this is what hooks onto that, and in pushing it, we knock it down. Maybe it just pushes against the slope. Oh, perhaps that is the case. So we've got, there you go. You can see you load it in there. Where'd it go? You load it in at the top, Then it comes out the bottom and you've got the display stand. So it's very much a play and display, which you like to see from Lego. We've also got the MTT, which comes with the other STAP. And I've actually seen a lot of people complaining about this STAP. I know Star Wars fans are going to complain about everything, aren't we? But this STAP, I like the fact it's different from the other one in the Rebuild the Galaxy set. And it's also different from the one we got at the start of this month, at the start of July, 2 days ago, because it's letting the designers do their own thing. They're 3 very different takes. Well, this one's a bit similar, but they're 3 different takes on the STAP, and I quite like it. I quite like them all. I have taken some aspects as well from this speeder. I guess I've made a merge of all 3. My minifigure Scout STAP now uses the top of this. The very top I've customized, so I'll show that off in a second, the engines from the previous one, and then the bottom of, you know, the one we're used to and the one we've seen for what feels like ever. And I'm not sure if we have got the STAP too far back. I feel like there's probably a 2000 set with it. But this set is more appealing the more I look at it. Look at all the droids we get. So we get 3 commandos, 6 regular, and then a pilot. 10 battle droids. 10 battle droids in one set as well. This isn't like a combination, this is one set. And then we get Ayla and Bly, which I think was a nice addition. It's a Felucia, Battle of Felucia Separatist MTT. Not sure we see MTTs on, we do see MTTs on Felucia, but the time that I remember MTTs on Felucia is in the Clone Wars with Plo Koon, with Wolf, who would have been a great addition to this set. Plo Koon and Wolf, and then whack Ayla in a little microfighter. Commander Bly in the battle pack wouldn't have been nice, would it? So maybe we could have got an Ayla Secura mech. No, Commander Bly mech. Give us a Stormtrooper mech. Rex got the helmet. Phase 2. Phase 1 was Cody. We've got a Cody Brickheads as well. Give us a Commander Bly mech with an Ayla Secura minifigure. I don't know why I'm arguing this. Give us a Wolf pack or a Commander Wolf mech and a Plo Koon minifigure in that. You don't need a Plo Koon minifigure. Just give us Wolf in a mech. That would please us all. Yes, that is correct. The pauldrons are now plastic, which I like. I'm a big fan of these pauldrons. I would love if the Karmas were printed. I do think it's a missed opportunity. Look at the box. Look at that box. 1, 2, 3, 12 minifigures. 12 minifigures on the top of a box. Can we have more of that? If we get more of that in Star Wars, that would be nice. A How to Train Your Dragon book, Nook. That would be pretty cool, because then you can have the wings open, a bit like the Bullrog. I guess they went with a buildable Toothless instead. I do want to build a Toothless, actually. Maybe next stream, maybe Saturday, we'll build a little Toothless before we start with the main build. And there's so much space inside this MTT. You've got the droids at the back, a mechanism at the front for all 6 droids, which is activated with a little knob up there. I'm sure they've got an image for this. Opens all the way out, so even I can get my massive hands on the inside. And twisting this brick at the back here is what moves this in and out. And there's also a seat at the top for the droid pilot. Actually, this doesn't look too dissimilar. Just this top section here doesn't look too dissimilar to the Microfighter MTT that I built a while back that fits one droid. I think we actually managed to fit a few droids in there, but it isn't too dissimilar. And the angles on this are nice. A lot of the newer pieces, so these are pretty new pieces, these slopes up here. And we're also seeing similar pieces. I think these were off the spiny shell or the blue shell from Mario. And we also had some wedges. There were some wedges somewhere around on this ship. I've seen them in the parts list. I know they're here somewhere. Maybe they're hidden. Maybe they are hidden. What were we going to look at? A close-up of the minifigures. Did I skip it? Or did we not get a close-up here? Oh, I skipped right past it. Here we go. Lego really need to make it so when you click on an image, it pulls it up. But nitpicking, beautiful set. First off with the Commandos, I want to jump ahead to them because I didn't realise they were actually this gunmetal grey in Star Wars. Did anyone else not realise that? I saw the Lego ones growing up and I just automatically saw them, even in Clone Wars, as brown, reddish brown droids, but they're not. They're actually like a gunmetal grey. I could not believe it. Commandos, I went back and tried to find, I tell you what, trying to find these in an episode of Clone Wars is harder than you think, but they're grey. They are this grey. They've still got a little bit of reddish brown on the shoulders, but I could not believe that. We'll get on to the 327th Star Corps Battle Pack in just a second. Yes, I am more excited for it than I was on Tuesday. The price still hurts, but it's going to be worth it on sale. Commander Cody Mech, that would be good. Thank you for subscribing, Maximus and Emmett. Welcome both of you to the channel. Glory to the Galactic Empire. Well, Order 66. What a scene to be put in. This is a Battle of Felucia Separatist MTT, which does mean this is Order 66. So, you know, we've got one hero in this set and 11 villains on 2 different fronts. But it's nice to get Ayla and Bly in a set. I think putting them behind this high price does mean they could go all in on the minifigures. So Bly, dual molded legs, please. Please, Lego. If we're going to get printed Karmas, dual molded legs would satisfy everyone. You could add material over it, and look at the tops as well. The tops, can we zoom in? Okay, Lego said no. The top of the leg just there. The white is showing. Bly's white is showing, and it would have been nice to have got the Karma the whole way around. I understand why not material for sitting down clones, and I have seen a load of people saying, a load of comments, especially on my videos, well, if they're wearing Karmas, they wouldn't be sat down and that sort of thing. I understand from a Lego play point why they wouldn't go with Karmas, but they've got to be printing, dual molding, you know, even side of the leg printing would be better, but I think just dual mold the legs and you've got a perfect clone trooper there. So when this set comes out, I will be trying to get some dual molded legs out there for, if not just myself, then all of yous as well, because I really do think it takes this set from like a 95 all the way up to 100%. I don't think there's anything else I would change. Maybe that's different when I have it in hand. I honestly think £140 a bit steep, but again, we're going to get into the prices later on why Star Wars tax doesn't exist and it's all just expensive Lego. Next up, we got the Juggernaut. You know what? Let's skip ahead to the Battle Pack because that does pair up with the MTT. £35. It does seem a little steep. Now this one, I'm not sure. The pieces for this haven't come out. So I don't know how much goes into this ATRT right here, but I can tell you right now, this droid is something from a UCS set. The way this droid has been built isn't complicated. It doesn't take like a 20-year-old to build it, but it is designed very well. This is my favorite droid. I said that about the one that came in the ATTE, and I said that about the big set one before it, but I had so much fun putting this together. Stay tuned, there'll be a few shorts about this, and I can also show it off later on when we've got the desk cam back. So we've got half the battle pack here actually, because I do have some B2s from the last battle pack that came out last year. So the droids for this are amazing. I think the droids would be better in a £9 set. Just the droids. Honestly, the one build, the 3 droids, I think that would sell very well. Knock that down, £9, £10. £25 for just the clones seems a bit steep. So shrink down the ATRT and give us it in a £15 set. Give us a droid set with either more droids or a cheaper price, and then 4 clones in a battle pack. I'd love that. That would be fun, because we haven't got a cheap battle pack for a while. We've still on shelves when this releases 1st of August, we're still going to have last year's Clones versus Droid set, which I get isn't too similar to this because that's a speeder bike, but it does still feel like that same sort of style of battle pack. Maybe this would have been better for January. I don't think many people are going to be celebrating any holidays to do with money over the summer. Summer is expensive, you know, all the ice creams we're buying, summer can get expensive. Christmas, however, getting a bit of money for Christmas and spending £35 on Clone Troopers in January, that's something that I've fallen for time and time again. And it's probably something that I'll be doing this January as well, especially if this is on sale. I'll be picking some of these up. Maybe that's their idea. Get it out in the summer, on sale by Christmas. I guess that also works. It's from the Clone Wars, so you're about 8 years early. Yeah, good point. This is also from Felucia, from Revenge of the Sith, the Order 66 scene, but the droids and clone troopers means you can army build, which is what we want, isn't it? To get a ton of these, handful of these sets, unlike the Juggernaut, which we get 3 clone troopers in and Bakara, and if you want to be accurate to Revenge of the Sith, you're going to have to pick up 3 of these, because we do see 3 Bakaras in Revenge of the Sith. You've probably all seen the scene that I'm talking about. It's one of those things like the actor for Strider in Lord of the Rings, breaking his toe when he kicked the helmet. It's something that someone spotted and everyone now just knows. But Ki-Adi-Mundi's a decent figure. We get some clone troopers surrendering. Not clone troopers, battle droids surrendering. It was the same in this. I think it's on the back of the box. Oh, there we go. This is on the back of the box. We've got 2 B2 surrendering down here. And in the MTT on the back of the box, we also have 2 Commandos surrendering here. Jump forward to the Juggernaut and Ki-Adi-Mundi's arresting a B1 battle droid. There is no mercy when it comes to Clone Wars. That droid's getting slaughtered whether they want it or not. But this is a beautiful set. No problems with this. My only worry with this set is that we're not going to get the Nova Core in a battle pack. I would love 4 of these in a battle pack. Maybe shrink down that tank that we see in Revenge of the Sith on Megito, which is the Order 66 scene that this is taken from. If we can get a shrunk down version of that, and then get 4 more, maybe even 3 more of these clones, and then 3 battle droids in like a £20 battle pack, that could be quite cool actually. Just section this off, maybe give us a micro turbo tank, that could be quite fun. But this is going to be so much fun to build, and because we already have the parts for this, I think this is the first one I'm going to try and see if I've got the pieces for. The wheels are going to be trouble, but if I have the pieces for this, we might try and build this on Saturday. I do want to build a Toothless, but once we've done with that, we might start trying to piece together the Juggernaut just based off the images. We're not going off anyone's, reviews. We're not going to get like a deep inside look. It'd be the equivalent of trying to build like a creator set based on the box. We're going to take a look at the images that Lego have provided and see if we can piece this together, because I'm up for a challenge. If it takes us all month, at least we'll have instructions to piece it back how it should be by August. We also have brand new, and we haven't looked at this one before, the V19 Torrent, which looks adorable. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's because it's been like beefed up a little bit. It looks a bit proportionally thicker than it should be. I think this looks so cute. I do like this ship. It's interesting, these pieces at the front. I think they could have used that 2x2 that we used for the boombox, which I do still have built. They could have put an axle in the middle of that. This 2x2 element here that I've used for the speakers on this month's Make and Take, which is coming out in a few weeks. I think they could have used that with one of the axles in the middle, the ones that are impossible to take out, and that would have worked just as well as what I assume is a stickered piece. If that 4x4 stickered, it's gonna be stickered. Who are we kidding? But Lego need to start printing these logos because they use them so much. I don't know. I do like the stickers because then you can repurpose this. What I assume is a 4x... Is that a 4x4? Because that's 3 studs wide. Is that a 3x3 tile and a 2x3? Or is that a sticker across multiple pieces? We've got 4 stripes here, which I'd like to say is printed, but I don't know who drives Red 4, which is the X-Wing. Maybe we are getting a Red 4 X-Wing coming out soon, and that's printed, but I'm just going to assume all of the pieces are stickered. I initially also thought that this cockpit was a brand new element, or more so an element Lego were bringing back, one of the older cockpits that studs down. That is not true. It is a bar connection there, so it's the same cockpit we're used to seeing. Don't think we've seen it in yellow too often. We might have, but this would be really good for an A-Wing mock because the green A-Wing The green A-Wing from Return of the Jedi does have quite a yellow cockpit, so I'm definitely going to be using that. As for the minifigures, this clone pilot is one of my favourite clones since the 212 Airborne. That helmet, I would love to see a Phase 1 Clone Trooper battle pack, and with how LEGO are treating clones, stormtroopers and the likes, I do think we might get this clone in another set. At least one other set, maybe even a Star Wars magazine. Have you seen about the Star Wars magazine? I know over in America you don't get the Star Wars magazine, but here in the UK, the Star Wars magazine, we've got Qui-Gon in the magazine. I picked up Qui-Gon in the magazine. We also got... Anakin wasn't in a magazine. I think Anakin was in a book worldwide. So America might have got that one. And now we're getting the Darth Maul from the Sith Infiltrator. All three minifigures for 5, 10, like 15 quid, 15, 20-ish quid, which isn't cheap. The minifigures are cheaper online. But considering the set is like 60, 70 quid, that ain't half bad. To get the minifigures in a magazine, maybe we'll get the clone pilot. Hello there, comics. Hello there, Captain Rex Bricks. This is awesome. Couldn't agree with you more. August is sizing up to be one of the best LEGO Star Wars drops, I think, ever. And I know it depends on which sets have really, you know, stuck out for you as to whether it's the best ever, or if it's just that excitement building up in me, leading up to the 1st of August, that's making me say it. But the Clone Trooper, so I think we'll get the Clone Trooper, whether it'll be a battle pack, I'm not sure. It might be a battle pack, with 3 Phase 1 Clone Troopers. That would be nice. Kind of annoyed that the pilot is coming in the MTT because it used to be an exclusive to the gift with purchase. Is it the exact same one? Let's bring it back up. MTT. Is it the exact same one from the gift with purchase? Does anyone remember the number of the gift with purchase? We'll be able to look it up. But I was wondering if it is slightly different. There's a few black outlines on it. Because the gift with purchase I thought was designed like the 1999 pilots. I know they're different to the ones in 2012. And it's nice to get some exclusive minifigures in this set, but if that is the exact same one as the gift with purchase, yeah, I can see why it's very annoying, because they are the only exclusive pieces, aren't they? The entire actual droid carrier can be parted out. Maybe we'll have to make a blue droid carrier to go with this, but the entire droid carrier can be parted out, as we did. So the regular battle droids have the 1999 copyright. It just means they're pretty cheap to get on Bricklink. Get some old minifigures. And then we'll have a little look just how different it is. Let's keep up that droid and go back to the V19, because Asajj and Kenobi. Now, Asajj's colour I really like. This brighter purple here I think is really nice. But there's a big issue, and it's the same as Bly. It's the same as Bly. It's to do with the legs. Dual moulded legs are a must here. We can't keep having this little white gap, especially when the top half of the leg. I think if it was just a little bit, Asajj might get away with it, because it's not the full top half of the leg. They'd need a little bit more of grey. But they need to be dual moulded. They really do need to be dual moulded for these minifigures. Get the tan and white combo, and the purple and grey, I don't know if that exists. It might not exist. But if that's LEGO's excuse, and that's what LEGO are going to say next time, that's what LEGO are going to say the time. How many dual moulded legs do we need before LEGO crack down and make them? Because if LEGO in a year or two decide they do need dual moulded legs, they will be kicking themselves that they didn't dual mold these legs first and get an even better set. If these legs were dual molded, I think it's more than worth the 60 quid. Thank you, George. 40686. Let's see. 40686. If LEGO have still got the page up. Yes, they do. Oh, it's not looking good. That does look like the same droid. No clear images. But if you take a look right at the end of the mouse, you can see there is an outline on it. So these aren't the same as the 1999. Is that a different colour? No, I think it's black as well. I do think they're the same pilot battle droids. At least you get two of them. They're still going to be very expensive because they come in this set, which, although it was valued at like 20 quid, 26.99, it's now probably worth, move that point across, £269.90. It's probably not worth far off that. I know the original Lars Homestead build, the Lars Homestead kitchen, is still going for about 25-30, which is interesting because that does have an exclusive minifigure. I don't see the price of this changing too much. For all the droids included, we're getting the 6B1s and 2 pilots. Yeah, I hope this doesn't knock it down with the 1 droid, because this is still in a £140 set. It just depends how much this goes on sale. We'll have to keep a little look on that. Dual molded legs would have made this well worth. Honestly, dual molded legs at £65, I wouldn't complain. Again, once it goes on sale, that extra £5 isn't going to do too much. And I don't want to be giving Lego the wrong idea. We're not going to be wanting to pay £65 for this set. But with dual molded legs, I would happily pay a couple quid more. If it gave us dual molded legs, that's the quality I want from my Lego Star Wars sets. I'm happy paying the Lego premium prices if we get the best. And I don't think this set is the best. The clone pilot, that's one good looking minifigure there. That new helmet has been needed for so long. It has been, and we needed the same treatment for 5s as well, with the fin filed down. I know you can do that to your own Lego minifigures. I wouldn't do it to a minifigure that's worth like 20 plus quid. The pilots are a lot cheaper to come by, but I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for some of these helmets and a new torso as well. I don't think the old pilot torso's too bad if you whack it with a pair of new legs, but that is a nice minifigure to see. We do have a few other images as well. Let me bring them up. We've got a 2-in-1 of this August set. Technically a 3-in-1. They say it's a 2-in-1. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Is this a 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1? It does say 2-in-1 epic battle set right on the top, but it also comes with the Millennium Falcon poly bag. And I know Star Wars are trying to get rid of this Millennium Falcon poly bag. They apparently have put it in another 3-in-1. I know we've got a 3-in-1 with a Mando and Clone Troopers, but there's another one with it in. 2 sets. 6 minifigures is underselling. 6 minifigures is underselling by a long shot, because they've not included the droids here. 6 minifigures and 13 droids. 13 droids sounds nice, but I would say 19 minifigures, 13 droids, if they wanted to. Maybe 6 heroes, 13 droids. 6 clones, no, because you get 5 clones. And it's nice to see the droids outnumbering the clones. I guess we've got 4 to 4. Hold on. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They haven't included the spider droid, which is a droid. I mean, I wouldn't include the MTT. That's a unit. It's like including the vulture droids. Vulture droids are vehicles, but the spider droid's not a vehicle. That's not a ship. That is... Does that go in the same category as a STAP? It's not a speeder. Is it a walker? Is that a droid walker? I would include that as a droid. 14 droids and 20 minifigures. 2 sets, 20 minifigures, 14 droids. There we go. That would fix it up. I guess from a certain point of view, as Alec Guinness would say, we've also got a cancelled set from Dreams. We've seen a few cancelled images from Star Wars over the years, but this looks like fun. It's got the little roller coaster going around it, down to the end, and it seems to have a few different segments. I think this was called the Games Tower, and it's, yeah, you can see a few of the different segments. Up the top here, you've got one portion, then we've got another, probably all game-based. I don't know where this is heading. I guess this is off the new series of Dreams. I haven't started watching that yet. Don't know if it's out yet. But we do also have the little space monkey down there. So I guess this was replaced by the spray paint truck. Either that or this was going to accompany it, but we've got a lot of the same minifigures. So this might have just been one design that got a long way into development and they decided to axe it. We've got a few other sets that I'd like to look through as well. This is the arcade machine, which looks like fun. A bit smaller than the Pac-Man one, therefore a bit more affordable. And it does have a little, it has a bigger interior than Pac-Man. It's got an entire room in there with its own little arcade machine. Junkbot, which looks, I don't know what sort of game that looks like. And I think Space 2 is the main game, or just Space. Just Space is the main game, which seems to be a combination of popular arcade games. We've even got the artwork on the side. The coins do go in as well. There we go, coins in the top and they roll out the bottom. I guess there's no tank on the inside, not a lot of space for it. And it would be nice if we got a few different screens to switch up. I guess maybe Lego will do some sort of special insiders thing with this. I like the blinds on the back of the screen. It's quite fun, as if there's windows there and they can just look out amongst the arcade. We've got a few Halloween sets as well. I thought this was interesting, coming out August 1st in time for September, October, 3 months early, ready for Halloween. We got this pumpkin pickup truck. There was also another one that I couldn't find. There was a skull, which was a like a family memorial. I think it was pets actually. I think they had animals on it, and I think Lego have since taken it down, and I don't really know why. It looked really good. It was a skull on the front and then like a memorial thing on the back. Hopefully they've put it back up. And we've also got the Halloween wreath, which has a few cute little Halloween, you know, decorations, pumpkins, bats, ghosts, spider webs. And I think this is quite nice. The back of it is also decent for some of these wreaths. We've got a little bit of purple line in the sides, and it's built solid. We don't get to see the back, so they've switched the images up with these. Maybe I got a peek on this. There we go. Purple line in the outside, and the wings are the same as, you know, Ninjago. I think Toothless uses these. I do think Toothless uses these. Not the only new sets that we've got. There are a few others. The Majestic Rhino. This is a 3-in-1, and they've outdone themselves with this. Not only is it a rhino, we've got a hippo and the seal. And all 3 of these builds look like they could be the main build. I think my favorite probably is the rhino. And I like that each of these has a side build. So we've got snails, birds with a rhino. I think there's some birds with a hippo. Yeah. But all 3 of these have some sort of side build. Only shows the rhino. There we go. We've got a little fish and a bit of ice for the seal to sit on. And the hippo's got a similar little water feature with some leaves. Now, let's go back to the 327th Star Corps. Do any of you remember the image that got leaked of this battle pack? Because as far as I recall, we're missing something down here. I don't even know if this was a part of it. We're missing something, aren't we? We are missing that little rock feature, just like we saw with the hippo. The hippo's really cool. Just like we saw with the hippo, we're missing a little rocky feature, maybe a bit of back turn, maybe some plants down there for Felucia, which I think would have completed this, especially for the price, would have completed this set. I've been saying for a long time, Lego are leaking images on purpose. I mean, Marvel do it with their comic art covers. We've known that for so long on Reddit, because the one that gets the best reception is the one that ends up on the front of the issue. But do we think Lego are doing the same? Are Lego purposefully leaking their sets? They saw the backlash with the rocks and they were like, they don't like the rocks. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to make it any cheaper, because the biggest complaint with the rocks was the fact that it was just adding on parts to hit that next threshold, that next price threshold of £35. Instead, they're just going to remove the rocks. People don't like the rocks. Let's remove the rocks, give them everything else at the same price. And then we'll see if they complain about the rocks next time. I do genuinely think that someone sat in an office and had that exact conversation with themselves. I would have loved a few more droids. Yeah, the B2 is quite nice to get, especially getting 3 of them. I think had we got any B1s, they probably would have taken away one of these. So maybe an extra B2, just so it's 4 on 4, because Lego don't count the spider droid as a droid. So if the spider droid isn't a droid, the clones are outnumbering the droids, at least balance it off. The B2s are pretty strong. We don't want it to be too overpowered. But 4 B2s would have been great in this set. But where's the rocks? I have found an image of just the rocks. So I will be building the rocks when we get around to building this set, because I do think it completes the set. That little bit of scenery is better than whatever this is down here. I mean, we've got the stud fire up there. Do we need this? Do we need this little turret? It's not Hoth. We've not got snow troopers with air turrets. Yeah, I don't think we need this turret. Give this guy a gun instead. Be a bit more useful. This isn't bad though. £55. I think the Creator 3-in-1 sets, I wouldn't say they're expensive at all, but they're pretty pricey because of all the parts coming in these sets are useful. Every single one of these elements is a really good element. Maybe even a new, are these rounded off pieces new? Little 2x2, maybe 2 plates thick with the rounded off. I don't think I've ever seen any of them. Usually it's just these pieces on the side, the half circles. They're quite nice. Where are they used? In the sill. One on each side. Oh, and then on the top, maybe on the neck as well. And then the rhino, I guess same as the hippo for the feet. Oh, nice. Flucia mock, definitely. Once we get the MTT and even the Juggernaut. I think the Juggernaut, I guess it's more of an AT OP that's needed on Flucia, which I have built in the past and may revisit. Lego has an official ATOP. I think it'd be fun to try and build that and see if it holds up with the new builds. I don't think it's going to hold up with the new builds, but there are a few other builds. Mini bonsai trees, which have Wolverine claws and jelly, butterflies, and I think this middle bonsai is probably the most regular one. A few plant elements on there, but I thought it was funny how we've got some jelly molds on the bottom, or hair pieces, or Eeyore's towel, and then we have the Wolverine claws in green, which has been released before. And we've also got the butterflies. That was quite nice. What are the new releases? A few Mario Kart, which is nice to see a lot of these accessories, like the PT Piranha just up the top here. Let's get a full image of that. This is quite nice that it clips to any of the cars. You unplug this front little bit and the Piranha Plant clips in, and the glider actually. This is a nice affordable Mario Kart for Shy Guy here. We've got a few one-piece sets. Oh, the hibiscus is new. That's a good plant as well. Let's see if we can find... There we go. This is the set that Lego removed this morning, and I don't know why. It was up last night, and then they removed it this morning. Altar of the Dead. Nice $12.99 set, and the back of it is this memorial. I like the flowers on it as well. Quite a nice set. I wonder... It would have been nice if this folded up so you could display it a bit thinner. But I wonder why they didn't go with it. It does look like it has some sort of feature, doesn't it? It does look like there's something. And I guess the plants do pop off and you can arrange them as you like. What else do we have? We've got, I think these cars have all been seen. There's some of the Star Wars sets. I think a lot of these have stuck around before, and we've got the advent calendars that aren't coming out August, but they are coming out September. They're a bit later on this year. I'd like to see a few more Marvel sets as well. I feel like Marvel's just missing a certain something. And like I said, we don't have the ATST just yet on Lego, but we did take a look at that Tuesday. So if you would like to see the UCS ATST, check out Tuesday's stream, and we get a good look at that, and it does look good. It does look good. All right, so let me bring up this other window, because the prices on Lego, Lego.com, don't seem that good, do they? And we will be revisiting them, but they might not seem too good until we take a look at the pieces used. So this is Brick Owl, which is another place you can just buy Lego, and we do have a ton of sets here. If there are any other Star Wars sets that you think might be a bit overpriced, leave them in the chat whilst I'm talking about the rest, and we'll go over and have a little look through them, see if they're actually worth it, retail, sell, or whether you should be putting them out instead. But we'll start off with the Battle of Fallujah. The Battle of Fallujah is... Where is the Battle of Fallujah? Am I buying advent calendars? Yes, I am planning at least 2. The Star Wars one I tell you what, Star Wars, Harry Potter and Minecraft. I think they're going to be the 3 advents for this year. What was I looking? Battle of Fallujah MTT is £140. How much do we think this set is actually worth? So we're taking a look at the pieces. I will say, because some of these elements are new, we don't have all the pieces. We're missing a few pieces, 976, and of course the minifigures. So Ayla Secura pretty much isn't included. Bly isn't included as well. They're going to add on a little bit, and I don't think the commandos are included. All the other 7 droids are, and most of this build is included. The Minecraft Advent Calendar looks awesome. I do like the little micros included. So how much would we pay? How much, if you were to part it out, would you pay? Usually it's a little less than this, I will say. And then the minifigures add on to it. But we are including the droids. I was expecting it to be about 120, because that's what I would have spent. So £120 might seem all right. Where is the value? The current cost of the parts in new condition is £169.91. £169.91. And you can get them. You can get 97% of the items in used condition for £97.24. But if you want them in new condition, £169.91 compared to £140. And this isn't all the parts. So out of 976 parts, we've got 943. So you're missing 33 parts, of which includes the Ayla Secura and Bly minifigure. But the most expensive parts are at the top. Oh no, they're not. We haven't sorted by price. So taking a look at the most expensive parts, we've got 2 of these for £3, which probably aren't included in a lot of sets. So that might come down a little bit in August. Oh no, it looks like we're only getting 1 new set in August, this MTT. And then we've got 2 sets, which aren't cheap previously. So all of a sudden, that £140 is very, very worth it compared to parting out most of the set for 170 quid. And you're not getting the 2 minifigures, you're probably picking up the set for. Well, you're getting Bly's head, same as the rest. It is an iconic set, isn't it? It is really nice. How much does it cost in Germany? So just to compare this, let's get it up. Germany is in euros, so it costs 150 euros in Germany. There you go. Oh, hold on. Why does Lego cost differently in Germany than it does in France? Sorry, in France it's 150 euros. In Germany it's 160 euros. I'll be honest, this might just be someone living outside of mainland Europe over here in the UK. Has Lego always been charging different for different European countries? I just assumed, same currency, it's worth the same. You didn't have to convert. Is it different? Why is it an extra 10 euros in Germany? What did you do to Lego in Germany? What have you done for Lego to charge you 10 euros more? I never knew that. So many, what's it, like 5 years now of looking at prices, being here on the platform, and I've only just figured out that Lego charges more in Germany. Well, sorry Louis, but you're not 150, it looks like you're 160 euros set back for this set. And you can go on sites like Brick Owl, Bricklink also as well. World War II tax. Lego's not that old. Lego's what, 1968, something like that. Lego don't remember that. That's crazy though, $10, 10 euros more in Germany. Huh. The more you know. So if you go on Brick Owl, Bricklink, lots of these sites are worldwide, and type in the set number 75435, you'll get your price, and it depends on who's selling these locally as well. This is based on the UK, I believe. It doesn't show me parts elsewhere, and most of these parts I'd also have in my collection, but that's not the point. You want these parts new, 170 quid, or you can get an extra 5 minifigures. Okay, I guess you're getting the legs of the B2s here. You can get an extra 2 3/2 minifigures and save yourself some money by buying it straight through Lego, or better yet, wait for a sale. But that's not the only set that we've got. Again, at 140, same price as the MTT. So £145 here in the UK, 150 if you're in France, 160 if you're in Germany. What? I don't know where to start with that. Taking a look at how much it actually costs to part it out without 5 minifigures. We're not including Chiedi Mundi, are we? So 5 minifigures down, which is where a lot of the price is going to, and it still sets you back £114.76. This is the outlier of this portion because, well, this is a lot less than 140. So maybe there's a few parts that we're missing. 782 parts out of, where did the set go? 813. We've probably even got a higher percentage of parts. Do you think the minifigures have a backpack as well? So we've got the helmet, torso and legs of all 3 troopers. That's 9 pieces. Then we have Bakara's helmet, torso and legs. So that's 12. We've got Chiedi Mundi, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 16 pieces. Backpacks for each of the clones, that's 20 pieces. And are there any printed parts here that might be new? I think most of them are stickers. So that's 20 parts going towards the minifigures. So we're looking at 793 parts left. Out of that 793, we're only missing 11 pieces. I think I've got this all right. We've not got any other exclusive blasters or anything. 11 pieces down, and the set comes to £115. So where's the rest of the price going? I think this should have been £120. This shouldn't have been the same price as the MTT. Maybe there's a bit of confusion. It doesn't even come with the same amount of minifigures. 5 figures and 3 droids versus 7 droids and 2 figures. So if we're doing the math, 3 minifigures worth 4 droids. Yeah, I think that's about a fair exchange, to be fair. 3 minifigures, 4 droids. If only we got that in the battle pack. But yeah, this is odd. £115 or £85 for the majority of the items in used condition. Okay, maybe this does have a little bit of Star Wars tax, but let's take a look at the other sets as well. Jango Fett Starship, that was £60 was it? Bang on. £60. So what are we thinking? £60 for the set. You've seen one set that was worth a lot more than Lego are charging. The MTT without the minifigures is more expensive to part out. On the other hand, we've got the Juggernaut, the turbo tank, which is actually a bit bigger than the MTT. The turbo tank we sized up is about 5 something studs longer than the MTT, and because of the wheels it's a bit bulkier, comes out a bit more as well. I think the droids in the back you can only fit single file in the MTT, whereas in the turbo tank you've got the 2-seat section in the middle, which does bulge out a little bit, but they are bigger elements which clearly are more expensive. £60 for Jango Fett Starship or £118.61. What? I did not realise this was this high. £120 for a £60 set, and again we are not seeing... What are we missing? Oh, probably only the torsos. I don't know why Boba's torso... Why is Boba's torso not... Is Boba exclusive? Because we've got Jango here. The reason that Jango's torso isn't here is because Jango has printed arms in the UCS set, and like this piece, 86 pence, but we're getting 2 of them in the battle pack on this spider droid, so that's going to knock it down. A £35 set, but we are going to get that knocked down a bit more. I don't think they've been used too much at the minute in Star Wars. It's a fairly new piece. Same with the dark grey version, though that is a bit cheaper. and these are in the MTT as well. I don't think they'll be going down though. If anything, they'll be going up with people trying to part out the set. So this piece might go down to about half price, similar to the Darkstone Grey Slope. So we're looking at 40p off that. And Boba's torso, Boba doesn't have printed arms, does he? Does Boba have printed arms in the UCS set? All right, let's bring up Slave 1 again for the minifigures. Don't know what just happened there. Where have we got the figures? I know we've got the big image of these. Let's see if Boba's torso is any different. I don't think Boba's meant to be any different. No, looks the same to me. I mean, at 10k subs, we will get this Boba out, and by then, we won't be far off getting the set. No, the torso is identical. Same for Django. The torso looks to be 1-to-1, the exact same as in the UCS Starship. UCS Slave 1. So I don't know why Brick Owl don't have Boba's torso in there, or has no one sold is no one selling Boba? Are people selling Django Fett in parts because, you know, UCS is worth so much at the minute until this set comes out, and no one's selling Boba? Let's see if we can have a little look. UCS, I'll put Django because it won't come up if I put Slave 1. Oh, we don't even... Oh, this is the new set. This is the packaging for the new set. We want the UCS Slave 1. And let's see if we can find our Boba Fett. There we go. The piece exists. And it's 858. 859, sorry. Wait, Boba's head's 20 quid. Where's Boba's head? Maybe that's why Boba wasn't included. Also, I'd like to point out, Django himself is worth like 15 quid, just with the 3 pieces present here. So we can knock that down to just over 100 quid for the actual elements. And these are also included in the Clone Trooper Battle Pack, so that's going to make it a bit cheaper over time. A lot of complex elements here. Like to see it in a smaller set. Oh, that looks nice. But no Django? Boba even? No Boba Fett? That would only increase it. So let's work this out. Boba is, I think we get the hair and the legs. So Boba's an extra 30 quid. That's £150. That is £150 on Brick Owl, not including the torso. I don't think I want to work out the torso included, because that torso is just going to be so much more. Can we get the torso without the arms? No, we can't get the torso without the arms, but with it is 50 quid. It's not going to be like that. It's probably going to be similar to Boba, 20 odd quid. So 170 quid. This set is worth 170 quid, and we're getting it for a third. That's crazy. £170, and that's not even all the pieces. 683 pieces out of a total 707. It's most of the pieces. All right, we can settle for that once you add the minifigure parts especially, but 170 quid is insane for this set. Definitely worth it if you're thinking about picking it up. All right, next set. We have, not you, we have the Force Burner Snowspeeder, which is a £35 set, and the first £45 set. Ooh, £45 set slipped up there, and this is from Rebuild the Galaxy. Probably going to be a bit more expensive. It's got that new cockpit, which isn't going to be calculated in here, but without the cockpit and without the figures, we're still looking at 50 quid, just over £45. And if you want to buy it in used condition, £30, which isn't as cheap as I would have liked. I think that I'd love to see that closer to like 20 odd quid. That would have been fun. But a few rarer pieces here, which aren't too expensive. They're not common, but they're not rare enough to be a lot of money. The dark brown slope is one of the newest, alongside these angled cut yellow and orange tiles as well. Do we only get one yellow? Have they missed out the left-hand side and the right-hand side in black? Or is this another Ahsoka Eater? Because with the Ahsoka Eater Starfighter, we cut this in white, only on one side, because the other side's where the droid is. And I would love for them to, love for the Lego. I mean, this set is, actually, is this set one of my favorite sets? It might be, because the design that went into this, the thought and the improvements from Anakin's Eater, top notch. Love that set. But it seems we're getting a few more odd ones here, which adds up to the flame aspect of it all. And no cockpit. A fairly new element at the front. 2p. It's crazy for that. Wouldn't get that for that price at Lego. Maybe that one's damaged. Who knows? But we've got a few, yeah, all common elements from there. The most expensive actually being the cape. The black cape is the most expensive. 145. Got the same Boba hair as well, which is why that's cheaper. It's been used on a few other minifigures. Not too bad. The Star Colts we don't have prices for yet. We don't have an inventory. That's the word. We don't have an inventory yet, so I couldn't tell you the price. Though, I will say, I think this droid here must only work out to be a couple of quid. I might have to create a custom wish list of all these elements and see how much that is, because I have a feeling that about £40 worth is coming straight from this AT-RT over here. Was it £35 this battle pack? Crazy. Lego's V19 is a £60 set, $59.99, so you're looking at like 60-70 euros and dollars. 567 pieces with those 3 minifigures, and we are parting it out at the minute, if we were to, for 90 quid. Okay, that's not bad. You've got the legs of the pilot, which are the same as the Phase 1 plane legs, and you've got the head, so you're just not getting the minifigures here. We've got 542 out of 567. I thought it was 600 then. So we're getting most of the pieces again. That's not too bad. £46 in used condition, but £90. That's a lot. I will admit, £90 is a lot for this. I won't be buying it out. I'll be waiting for Lego to drop it down in a sale. And now I think this is the last one, the UCS AT-ST, the last of the August sets. This set goes for £180, which I think is good. I think it's not going to be too much because it's UCS and there are a lot of common elements that go into UCS. Minifigure's going to drive this up a lot more, which isn't available at the minute, and neither is the plaque. They're really what people buy the UCS boxes for. But my guess is 200. I think £200, maybe 210. You can tell that I've read this before. £201.87 with 100% of the items, but remember 100% it's only all the items that are currently present. 1,478, and I can't tell you the parts now because Lego don't actually have this up on their site. It's on Brickset, Brick Owl, and hopefully soon Bricklink. Bricklink are way behind with putting these sets up. They won't be up August 1st, don't worry about that. Brick Owl I definitely recommend. Still 136, 97% in used condition, and in the past, so at the cheapest that they've ever been, £190, but we're seeing a lot of reused elements. These were in the Slave one. These were, actually that's the top of the droid here from the battle pack. A lot of pieces used across the lot. This black bar is from the F1 CMF. Nice to see that being used, maybe on the interior. I don't know exactly where, but it's not the only Lego Star Wars set we've got coming out. Hello there, Maria. We're going to jump forward to September for just a minute. Jump forward to Christmas in September for the advent calendar. £25. How much are the pieces worth? £50. Double. And I just want to remind you, this is without that Jawa torso, without the Anzellan, and without the Snowy BB-8. They're 4 parts that aren't available right now. The droid is the BD-72. We have confirmation it's the same one from the Mando N1, so I'll be happy to pick that up. Having not picked up the set, and the rest of the Jawa is available. Pit droids, the droids. These Pole Gold legs are only available in a handful of sets at the minute. You get 6 of them in the Tudor corner, so 20p isn't too bad. The black droid leg, I don't see that dropping because we only get 1 in this set, don't we? It's a side piece. But I don't see that dropping too much. And the battle droid head, well, the price isn't going to drop. We get so many of them droids. A few other common elements, which is nice because getting most of the pieces here, I don't think there's any exclusive pieces. We haven't had any exclusive piece in the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar since 2022 that lime green clip on the nose of the gunship. So I don't think we'll have many, if any, exclusive pieces here. I like the Buzz Droid, but it does mean we can build this early and see if it's worth picking it up immediately, or if you should be waiting for a sale closer to Christmas, risking it maybe even for the new year to get it at the lowest price. All right, we'll take a look at all of the June sets as well. The Mormec, the Microfighter, and the Battle Pack. We might as well, whilst we're here, what are they worth? So the Battle Pack goes for about 20 quid. I think it's 18 quid. And the minifigures are pulling a lot this way, I assume. The price to part it out right now is £32. But 1, 2, 3, 4 worth £3. We're only looking at 12 quid. 12 quid for the figures. So if you were to subtract 12 quid, you're actually still looking at £20. Okay, maybe a few extra pence as well, £19 something. But you're still looking at nearly £20 for the pieces in this battle pack. The transparent windscreen isn't pulling too much. What else has that been in? I think I've had a set with this in recently. This has been used quite a bit. It's a bit like the Speed Champions windscreen. And there's not many rarer pieces. I assume this is probably in a few cars as well, this mudguard. I think there's just a lot of pieces included in this, which is nice to see. The pieces are holding up to the price. And actually there's not that many different pieces. 11 2x2 plates. There's not many different pieces at all. That's crazy. But yes, the minifigures are £3 each. Nice to see that Night Trooper not being worth too little being in the Ahsoka set. But £3, it was like £12 back when that set was new. So that was nice. Can you see how much a Boba Fett minifigure would cost? Let's have a little look. I'm intrigued to see what the old Boba Fett minifigure. So 28 Boba Fett minifigures, a lot of these from the Book of Boba Fett, like some of these at the top. The little Boba Fett is interesting that it's only worth £10, given that the torso itself was like £20. That was crazy. And what sort of Boba Fett are we looking for? I want to know about this old one. £717 for the original. And yes, it sold for thousands. It has sold for thousands. This is just a starting price, possibly damaged, possibly in not great condition. I don't think this is for new or used. This is for every Boba Fett listed. The cheapest you can pick it up is £717. Crazy. I don't know why this droid is here. This is from Mando. This is not from Boba. The old Boba. Oh look, this old Boba's 31. More expensive than the UCS Boba. It's not August 1st yet. This Boba is exclusive to a UCS set and is cheaper than this guy here. Was this the other UCS? I mean, it's not UCS, but it's a big playset. I'd love to build that hyper ring at some point, that hyperdrive ring. That would be nice. No problem. Right, so the next set we'll look at. Oh, not this one. The next set we'll look at is Plo Koon's Microfighter. What do we think? $12.99? Is that how much this set is, or is it worth a bit more? Is $12.99 the old price? The actual set you can pick up for anywhere from $9.80, with a bit of shipping to me, or I assume that looks about right for shipping to me. I'm not logged in here, but it knows I'm in the UK. Okay, yeah. So shipping to the UK is a bit expensive there, and then £20. Well, you're going over that minimum lot average, but if we were to part it out, $24.77 with this minifigure is one of the best minifigures Lego have put out in recent years, and it's only going for $6.92. Plo Koon is worth 2 Night Troopers. The Night Troopers are pretty good as well. So this website is Brick Owl. I recommend it over Bricklink. It's not affiliated with Lego. Lego do own Bricklink. They don't own Brick Owl and have no affiliation to it, but I prefer using it. It's got a friendlier search. You saw we just found how many Boba Fetts? All of those minifigures would not show up on Bricklink. I can confirm that. I can guarantee it. So it's a nicer user interface, and yeah, definitely recommend it. I've got a few videos on Brick Owl as well if you do want to explore a bit more before you, old videos, you're warned, they're old videos, but they still hold up. Might be old, but it still counts. And the droid head is 563. Plo Koon's worth a droid head. I guess people are buying Plo probably for the minifigure head. Is that the most expensive part? No! No! The legs! What do you mean the legs? You mean the half-printed, should-have-been dual-molded legs are more expensive? Look at that head! Oh, that head is amazing. Dual-molded as well. And the legs are worth... Oh, I don't even think I kept the site. All right. So what was that? 24.77. But you get rid of the figures, and that goes down to about 15 quid, which means the ship is still... Where is the ship? The ship is still worth more than it is as the actual set, which is nice to see when you're buying Lego sets, to know that you're getting that value, and not just Lego, but actual, you know, people selling Lego, people that are selling Lego, trading Lego, buying Lego, think it's worth that much as well, is nice to see. Should be 1.5 minifigures there. Is it alright if I could see, if you could see my favourite build, favourite minifigure, favourite mock? My favourite mock is the droid, which is boxed up at the minute. So I'd recommend checking out, if you don't want to watch a full video, there's a few shorts on it. The giant STAP, my favourite mock so far. My favourite Lego set, I do have to hand. Yes, I can show that. My favourite Lego set is Ahsoka's Eater. I changed my mind. I know I said something different at the start of the episode. So Django Lucas, if you're still there, I've changed my mind again. But the Ahsoka Eater, the effort that went into this set, I do love it. And I don't actually prefer ships at this scale. I do prefer them a little smaller, 145 scale, just so they line up with the other mocks that I've created. And I will be minifigure scaling this down some point later this year. I think I want to start building some of the August sets first, and then I'll get around to building this. But I do love this set, and I think it's quite comical just how big it is compared to the Microfighter Delta. It is a bit smaller, but nice to see that it's worth more than the set. Unless it's in used condition, you can get most of the pieces for 4 quid. But used condition Lego usually sells for dirt cheap anyway, which is why I'm not focusing on it. Last, we have Maul's mech, which I do like the minifigure from. Oh, the mech's over here. But the mech should have had 6 legs. We should have got a mech that looked like Maul from the Clone Wars. Consider this Maul's X-Wings. We got Luke's X-Wing mech with the wings, which I think makes more sense than a mech at this price point, unless we're going to get a second minifigure. We got a Clone Wars Maul. Why didn't they give us Clone Wars Ahsoka? That would have been... That just would have made so much sense. I think this is one of my favourite mocks. I do think this is one of my favourite mocks, because what I've done is I've taken the mech, and I've not just added more legs. I've added the old... Oh, I don't even know if it's old. They might still be using it. The Marvel mech torso, Ninjago mech torso, that splits with the pin, so we can have half of Maul. Would this set be half price? We only have half Maul, and this does pin together to the base with 6 legs, which are built exactly how you see on screen. That way, they are the exact same legs added to a spider booty, so we can get Maul looking like he does when he returns in the Clone Wars. And I do think that it's one of my funnest mocks to put together. But this set does cost around the same as the last two. I think this is another like $12.99, $14.99, something like that. And it's worth £26.66. Getting rid of £8 for Maul, £18 in parts. Wow, I am impressed. A few pieces here, like this was given for the free make and take of the F1 cars. They're quite common on mechs. You got Vader and the likes, and actually no, Vader used grey, didn't he? Vader used grey. Interesting, these are the most expensive. They're the new slope curves, and I think they're going to be more common over time. Don't like that Maul. Probably cheaper. I'm willing to bet that's probably cheaper than the other Maul. I tell you what, I forgot on Tuesday to gift members. So I will bet on 10 gifted members that this Maul right here is cheaper than the old mall. 10 gifted members on the line whilst I think about my favourite minifigure. So let's see if we can bring up more. 870 is the new one. Oh, there it is. There it is. Bottom of the screen. What do we think? Cheaper or more expensive than £8? So I think this one's more expensive. Just to clarify, more expensive than the new one, which is £8.70. £3.98. What? What you? What? £3.98. All right. Well, I'm gifting 10 members then. Stay tuned for that. Cheap. Yeah, you were right. You were right. £3. It only this more only came in a, what was it, like $12.99 set, or was this $18.99? Can't have been that much. Must have been about $12.99, and also come in a magazine, which is probably why it's so cheap. The fact that we got this mall in a magazine and we've got the newer mall in a mech. Maybe we needed to get Ahsoka. No, because Ahsoka was in the turbo tank. I wonder how many people actually picked up this set. Huh. Crazy. All right. I promise. Let me gift members. I can't believe it was so smaller. That's blown me away, honestly. It's like £5 cheaper. You could get Plo Koon's legs for the price difference. Oh, crazy. I can't pick out who I'm gifting members to. It's completely random, and I don't actually know how you to pick it. I don't know if there's a way to game the system, but I've noticed recently on the stream that you get XP for, I don't know if you get XP for like becoming a member, gifting, super chats, anything like that. I don't think you do get XP, but you do get XP for interacting. Different emoticons, emojis, different chats. I don't think spam in the chat works, but it's yeah, you do get you get XP for something. I don't know. All right, let's see. Can I gift members here? All right, here we go. I could do it on the computer. Could I always gift members on the computer? I remember doing it on my phone. So I'm going to start off with the short stream. So everyone head over to the short stream. You can game the system, I guess. You can hop over to the shorts and then hop over to the mainstream. Sending 5 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we've sent. Who have we got joining the members? Master Moldy's members Monolith. Ethan, welcome to Master Moldy members Monolith. George BWP, welcome. Vince Berger, thank you for the dono again the other day. Welcome to the members. KZ, welcome to the members. And Dark Jedi Rises. You will all be, oh Jays, no. Quick, head over to the opposite stream. You get a second chance. You will all be added to the Master Moldy members Monolith board. You get your name on, I haven't decided which color yet. Maybe I will have to spin a wheel. But now it's time for the horizontal stream. Everyone head over to the horizontal stream. I'll give you a minute and we'll do another 5 members, another 5 gifted, because I was wrong on Darth Maul. So everyone head over. I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, Jays. Go. All right. Let's see who we've got. The next 5 joining the members. Welcome Blue Star in the Sky. Welcome Dayton. Welcome Spanky Plays Games. Welcome Carl. And welcome Villain Offshore. That's a fun way to do it, you know. All 10 of you will be added to Master Moldy's members board. Master Moldy's members Monolith. We are going to need to expand this at some point in the future. And stay tuned. I'll be doing more members giveaways in the future. Morning Raven Productions. That was quite fun. We should do that again. Hello there, Arena. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's get back to what were we taking a look at? Oh yes, any other Lego Star Wars sets that you'd like to take a look at and see if they're worth picking up. Any sets that anyone's got in the back of their minds that they've seen on sale and wonder how much it's worth, because it's surprising. Let's see K2SO. just how much these are worth. K2SO, £113. Star Destroyer is a good one, yes. I've just built that one as well. Where's that? Star Destroyer. All right, let's think about this. The set is 120. It's about that ballpark, probably on sale for 90 to 100. I think it's worth 130, 140, 137. Oh, the minifigures, Cal Kestis. That's like 50 quid in itself. 35. What? £258.60. Well, I guess so. Crazy. That's worth so much. I mean, obviously it depends how much it's worth to you. If you haven't played the Jedi games, Cal Kestis is not worth 35 quid. And I have seen, this is just a start, Cal Kestis is going for about 50 to 70 quid. Which I personally think is crazy. I think when we were building this set, it was already going for 55. That's absurd. Nice to see some of the other minifigures being fairly affordable. I don't know why this crew member's so much. And the Navy Trooper is like half. And the Gunner. I would have felt like these three would have been the same. And Vader. Alright. Vader, it does suck that Vader isn't the accurate one. However. Oh, there we go. However, on my site right now, linked, second link in the description. If you're watching horizontal, vertical, I don't know if you can access links. So I don't know if there's a point looking for it, but I do have an accurate Darth Vader torso listed in my shop. There is a few, actually, there's quite a few of the Vader ones left, you know, not just A New Hope, but we also have Empire Strikes Back. And there we go. Let's bring up the desk. So we've got this torso here. All of these torsos, by the way, are official Lego torsos with custom decals on. This Vader A New Hope torso is only, I think these are all £3 something, £3.70. £3.70, and then shipping varies worldwide, but I only charge what it costs me to ship them off. The difference with this one compared to the one in the Lego set is that chest piece in the middle has different colored buttons, different arrangement, but the biggest difference you'll notice is the robes on top of the shoulder pads, which I think is something that honestly Lego didn't need to do the details on the chest piece. I'm not even gonna notice those on first glance, but those shoulder pads are definitely needed for an A New Hope Vader, and this is one that could have been used with tentive boarding as well. If you have that set, the Star Destroyer from A New Hope, this is the torso that could go with that. And I also have a torso for Empire Strikes Back? Yes, for Empire Strikes Back with a blue, red button, slightly different colors again on the torso. And this time the robe is hidden by the armor. So if you're picking up one of them, I would recommend picking up both just to make that shipping cost a little bit easier on you. But these are both labeled in the second link in the description. I have like 3 more of these droid torsos as well. I realized vertical aren't seeing it. Why aren't they syncing up? All right, we'll take a look at them again. Here's the droid body as well. I have a few of these and you can get them with or without the legs. So if they do sell out with the legs, there's a few without the legs that I've kept in case you want to use. I think I've taken legs off a spare R2-D2 of mine to go with them. And then we've also got Darth Maul. I think this is still my favorite. I like the Vader. I personally do own a custom Vader for every single scene. So I've got my A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and I've also updated the design of my Revenge of the Sith one as well. But that's not necessary. We've got the Rogue One or the Disney Vader, which is slightly different. And we've also got Rebels and Revenge of the Sith. There's a few different Vaders I own. If you are interested in any of the other Vader torsos that I've mentioned, let me know. Maybe I can add a few limited edition to the store. We've got Maul's, which is backwards. There we go. Printed both sides on decals, which are stuck to the Lego official torsos. And I have fixed up the belt as well. This is to match how the mech looks. And then taking one last look, for those of you on shorts, we do have the Empire Strikes Back Vader with the updated torso piece, and then also A New Hope here with the robes over the shoulder pieces, and probably my personal favorite Vader. It's the first time we see Vader in Star Wars, and it does look nice with the minifigure. I'll have to get my minifigures ready so I can show it off next time with the actual minifigure on it. I don't sell the minifigure because that's just too much money to be buying, but if you do own the set, definitely consider buying the torsos. And they are, all the profits are going towards a UV printer, so that when sets like the brand new Clone Troopers come out, the Battle Pack and the Juggernaut, we can UV print the legs on dual molded legs and get them looking the best that they can. All right, now let's make sure we can get those windows back up. Any other sets that anyone wants to have a little look at? What other sets have we had coming out recently? Grogu's a good one, and the Star Wars logo. Let's have a look at the pair of these. So Grogu is worth £140. Honestly, not as much as I thought it would with a few of the, rarer colours, but I guess that makes sense. Is that including the panel? Grogu's the most expensive, so I assume that's not including the panel. The eyes are only worth 16 pence. Hello there, Plastic Jack Films. That's crazy. It only comes in the one set. It's exclusive to this set, yet they're only worth 16 pence. Blows my mind sometimes. There's an old 212 battle pack, and I picked up the domes off the Spider Droid, or off the Tri-Droid actually. It wasn't a Spider Droid, it was a Tri-Droid. And I picked it up for a couple of pence, 4 pence each I think it was, and it's exclusive to that set. That set's worth so much. They made the battle pack $45. It's the only one we haven't been able to look at as well. Even the Star Wars logo, look, £120 because of a few not common pieces in quite a bit of a quantity. Crazy. That's a couple quid, that's like £7 in itself with just this element here. But yes, we don't have the battle pack price yet. We don't have the parts. I can part out this little droid, which I will be doing after the stream, so I can let you know how much this little fella is. But in terms of the rest of it, I guess we can work out the B2 battle droids as well. We could work that out, and we can see a lot of the elements used for this AT-RT. I probably could try to piece this together, but it's a lot of effort, and we might as well wait for Lego to upload, or Brickset. I think a lot of these parts have been coming from. No, was it just one of them come from? Okay, I can't find the one that come from Brickset. But yeah, we might as well wait for the parts of it. No sales, absolutely nothing yet. And this does come out August the 25th. £35 looks a lot better than $45, I will say. But it still doesn't look good when you've got the old 501st Battle Pack. It is not far off this. Let's get that up. Oh, we can't get rid of the Juggernaut. Get rid of this instead. Do we get 501st? I know Lego do delete a load of that. So that's the Clone Trooper Battle Droid pack at the minute. 4 clones, 3 B2s, a giant droid, and 2 B1s. Maybe that's what's missing. 2 B1s. Yeah, I can see that. I do think though Lego would swap. Maybe they wouldn't. That's 3 B2s and 2 B1s. Maybe we could have 2 B1s in that set. All right, let me have a little look what the set number. We might still be able to get the set number up for the battle pack. The 501st, the one that came with a speeder as well, which I think the speeder is probably a little more than this. 75280. 75280. Do they still have it? They do. They don't have the price, but we know the price. It was $24.99. I know the price, and we got this. 2 B1s, not 3 B2s. We have seen more with the latest battle pack, so I would still like to have seen 2 B1s with this, just to outnumber the clones, 5-4. Same with the MTT, they outnumber the clone trooper, singular, but even with a Jedi. Jedi's only worth a couple commandos. And then we have the AT-RT. Is it that much bulkier? Or is it just the angle? I think the feet. No, the feet are smaller. Smaller elements though. And it's actually shorter. Whereas here we've got two 1x4 Technic bricks, we only have a 1x4 at the top, and then we have a 1x2 at the bottom. Unless that's another 1x2, but either way, it's shorter. It's a smaller ATRT. Oh, that's the Juggernaut. And yet they're still charging like £10 more, $10, $15 more. In Australia, the Gunship ATTE Turbo Tank MTT are all 240. So you get the choice between a UCS Death Star or a Gunship ATTE Turbo Tank and MTT. Honestly, I'm taking those four. I know there's not the same amount of figures. You're not getting your money. The Death Star is actually quite a bit more, isn't it? Quite a bit more than just £1,000 if we're looking in Australian dollars. Hello there. Agalos. Sorry for pronouncing your name wrong if I did. Yeah, I think I would take those four sets over the UCS Death Star. I'm intrigued to see what the UCS Death Star looks like, because I wonder how they'll work the interior into it. But that's what, 900. Oh, I don't like anything coming after that. 960 Australian dollars for the four of them. A few battle packs you can get with that. I think the ATRT is smaller, and the fact that the bark speeder was so long, I think there's probably the same amount of elements. I'll have to build the bark speeder and compare it to this spider droid. So we will be doing a rebuild of the 501st battle pack, I guess, at some point, so that we can compare. I mean, this is clearly the newer build. I think it is a better build. I also like, there's a lot going on at the front here. There's less going on down here. I like the slope at the top. Very similar. Very similar. A few less stickers as well. We've got the number on the side, which I guess is an important detail. There is a combo pack as well that we did look at with the MTT. And also, don't forget the important part. This is really just, they're re-releasing the Millennium Falcon polybag with two side builds, isn't it? That's what it really is. It says it's a 2-in-1 epic battle set. You're getting the droid, and you're also getting the Millennium Falcon. And then there's a few side builds. It's a 2-in-1. These are really what you're picking up the set for. And then if you want a little ATRT and an MTT, it's a bonus. It's a bonus. The fact I had this still laying on the side ready for that bit is amazing. Can't believe it was ready to go. The droid is good though. Honestly, out of the battle pack, I'll be getting it for the droid, not the ATRT. What day is the new LEGO Star Wars releasing? All of the sets that we've looked at for the last couple of days are August the 1st, besides the Advent calendar, which is September 1st. And this will be, why is it in euros again? Oh, in the German price, I forgot about that. We've got the Slave one, August 1st. We've got the Force Burner Snowspeeder. The only one that doesn't, this is retired. This is long gone and probably fairly easy to pick up because so many people picked up so many of these. This is coming out August 1st, the Juggernaut August 1st, and we also have the V19 Torrent coming out August 1st. Shame about those legs. And we've also got the UCS ATST coming out August 1st, which we did look at on Tuesday. I'll see if I can get those images back up. But that's the UCS set of August. And then we've got the UCS set September, October, 2 months later in the Death Star, on top of the UCS Jango Fett Starship in May. So we've got May, nothing for June, July. Then we got something in August. Nothing September. Then we got something October. Could we get another one in like December, January? Every other month just get a UCS set. Collector's wallet to go into be empty. What was I looking for? Oh yes, the UCS. UCS ATST. Here we go. This thing looks nicer every time I go back to it. Worth it for $300. Yeah, I still think it's worth it. Just for the Falcon and the droid. $300, so what are you looking at? 240 for the MTT. What was the battle pack? We never looked, did we? So 240 for the MTT, 60 for the battle pack. Oh, you're not saving any money. Is it worth it? So the 2-in-1, I'm not sure where these are sold. Usually Target or Walmart in America, but I don't think, oh, 200, oh. So the combined price for this is $205 for both sets, not including the Millennium Falcon poly bag, which is a gift with purchase. I guess technically it was free if you ordered this on May, if you ordered the equivalent, but it's $200 in the US. So it does save you $5 and you get a free Falcon. But yeah, that's a good point. In Australia, that I wonder if it is sold. I don't think these usually see the light of day in Europe. I'd love to pick up this box. I think building the both of these back to back is something we've got to do in a future stream here. We've got to do it. But here we go with the UCS ATST images. The ATST's got a little haircut there. All right, let's, oh, you know what, still getting a little haircut there, but you can see most of it. The ATST's actually looking, like I said, nicer and nicer every single time that we look at it. I like the little details on it. V19 is bad when it's down. We'll take another look at that in a second. I hope there is some sort of feature. I feel like it's just going to be on a ratchet piece for the neck. I would like a feature. The playset ATST that we got years ago had a little 2x2 brick you could spin and that would rotate the head. I get this isn't a playset and they couldn't hide that away, and this is, I think, a brand new element. But it would be nice to see some sort of play feature. Nice that they've got rid of any stud shooters, and the top opens, doesn't it? The entire top, yeah. We've got the little hatch in the middle and the entire top opens for 2 seats, which are a bit bigger than a minifigure. This isn't minifigure scale. This is a little bigger. I think this probably is about 130, maybe 125, probably 130 scale based on the 3 wide seats, which is technically the width of a minifigure, but I wouldn't class this as minifigure scale just because of how big those seats are. You couldn't fit a minifigure in them. You need one of those old, taller Lego minifigures. Right, and we do have the exclusive minifigure with the arm printing. I do like the arm printing. I wouldn't pick up this set for the arm printing though. I don't think it's as important enough, but it's nice that Lego are doing this for collectors, you know, giving us minifigures with arm printing. And speaking of the V19, it's not just the UCS sets that are getting arm printing. This is a playset here, and Kenobi's got both arms printed, which, you know, is a detail. It does make the minifigure. That little logo on top, they decided that Kenobi needed arm printing and not dual molded legs. Yeah, I still don't, if I cover that portion of the screen, if we ignore that portion of the screen and just take a look at the V19 and the clone, and we're told 2 more minifigures, I think my first point would have been, where's the 4th minifigure? The 4th minifigure, if we're getting 4 minifigures in this set and it only fits one pilot and we're getting 4 minifigures, awesome. Maybe a little like Anakin in his Clone Wars suit. Not the Clone Wars that came with Ahsoka Zeta, but the actual Clone Wars blue and maroon suit. That would be nice. But then we get arm printing on Kenobi, and if we got dual molded legs on Ventress and Kenobi, cool, 60 quid. Like I said earlier, you know, Lego probably could justify upping it a little bit, maybe pushing 65, squeezing that, and then putting it on sale after a few weeks, because Star Wars sets come out and a week later they're on sale. Sometimes I have seen across Europe pre-order links for Star Wars sets go up with money off. You can in 2025, you can pre-order Lego Star Wars sets and save yourself some money. Crazy. I agree that, yeah, they could have got away with revamped Anakin in Ahsoka Zeta. I think, personally, I'm happy, as I already have a Clone Wars Anakin, I'm happy that we did get that Revenge of the Sith style. Nope, Anakin's not there either. But it's, oh, thank you. But it is one of those, it's one of those things, Lego would have got away with it, wouldn't they? Okay. But either way, people are going to want the other minifigure. So either put Anakin in a mech or add Anakin to this set. It would work for the episode that I believe this is taken from, although actually, does it work for the episode? No, I think this is from the movie, isn't it meant to be? I think Lego put something out about this being from the Clone Wars movie, relive the action of the movie, something like that. I've seen that somewhere, but I think we worked out what episode this was meant to be from. And yeah, it's nice. Ooh, does this open the wings? You can open the wings themselves. It would be nice if this opened both the other wings. I think they're separate because we've just got a clip on the back, a few Technic beams. It would be nice if they could be open. They put season 2 Padme in the gunship. There you go. Good point. So if Anakin went, I mean, they also put burnt up Mustafar robed Anakin and Kenobi in pre-Mustafar sets, didn't they, a few years back? Like 5 years ago now, but I've not forgotten it. Never forgetting that. They definitely would have got away with putting Anakin in here. But I'm happy with the clone pilot. Dual molded legs is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, all the sets, all right. How much would all the sets be? Let's calculate it. 45, 60, 105. Oh, I think this was 140. Yeah, so 245. Oh, 280. 420. Oh, 480 plus the UCS ATST as well. Are we including that? 480 up to 660. $660 as in 6, is that the right way? 660. Order 66 with a 0. Coincidence? Probably. It'd be awesome if it wasn't a coincidence. 660? Order 66? Yeah? Maybe. That is all the sets, isn't it? And then... what are the odds that all the sets add up to 660? Is that why they're so expensive? Because they just wanted to hit 660? That is, yeah, that is something. Getting it for the glass hood. Oh, the yellow for space. Yeah, I said it would look good for a green A-wing as well from Return of the Jedi. But you're right, space would benefit from that. Especially anything like Blacktron. They're very black ships, yellow accents, and the yellow cockpits. That would look really nice for a little space mock. Plus, you're also getting one really good minifigure, one amazing minifigure in this clone pilot here, and 2 decent minifigures in Kenobi and Asajj. I mean, they're not bad minifigures. From the waist up, these minifigures are amazing. I like Asajj, actually. The head print and Kenobi's updated head print. And is that an updated hairpiece? I think that might be an updated hairpiece for Kenobi. That would be nice. But from the waist down, not a fan of them. Toe printing hasn't gone. So those early renders we saw just didn't have the toe printing on them. But dual molded legs are a must. They must be. They should make mechs for clone commanders or captains, like make a phase 2 Wolf. We were saying this earlier on in the stream. I was talking about the MTT, this set here, and saying, oh, they could include Plo Koon in here, Ayla in the microfighter, and add Wolf, and then Bly could get a mech. And then I realized we could just give Wolf a mech. Give Commander Wolf a mech, a Wolf Pack Trooper to accompany. I think that could go hard. Get a battle pack of Wolf Pack Troopers, and then also get a second, like get a mech with the Commander and another Trooper. That could be good. That could be good. Is your main channel hidden? I don't think so. I saw the chat about getting all of the sets. £660 though is a lot. Have I seen the molded pauldrons for the clones? Yes, we have, on Bly and on these 4 troopers here. I like them. I do like them. Better than the material ones. And I think it's just because they're a bit more rigid and they don't cover the entire arm, which does look a little bit silly. And I think the material being this short is just going to stick straight out like it does either side of 5s. So it's nice that we've got that slight bend in the plastic. It reminds me of a lot of custom 3D printed ones, of a lot of like Firestar Customs selling similar pieces like this. So I'm happy to see Lego taking this up as well, because I do prefer this Phase 1 Rex and Cody mech duo. The thing is with that, they could include the same mech but just have different accents, because especially Phase 1, Rex and Cody, the main difference is going to be the helmet, which is the helmet of the minifigure. What we could do instead is have a few different coloured pieces on the arms that could be swapped out for Rex, for Cody, maybe a torso piece as well. 1 mech, 2 Phase 1 clone troopers in Rex and Cody, and a few elements to swap out. You'd be looking at a bit more than the average mech, especially for 2 very wanted clone troopers. But they included Rex in a Y-wing, and that one got arm printing and everything. The new rangefinder. We've only got 1 here. I assume they come in pairs. I haven't cracked open the UCS Jango Fett Slave one yet, but I'm assuming they come in pairs, in sets. So we are getting 2 here. I think this battle pack could have included 8. Well, would it have included 8 though? Or would they just have included 4, maybe 5 or 6, just to be on the safe side with the spare? So the fact we're only getting 1's a bit disappointing, because I would like to replace all my older rangefinders with this element. And I've got a few for like the heavies and the different specialist class of troopers. I think the heavies have the visor, don't they? That hasn't updated yet. But maybe we do get a pack of 6 and there's only 1 clone trooper that wears them. I would have loved to have seen them on all 4 clones and just... Oh, I think they come in 3s. Thank you, Teco Tico. Thank you very much. Come in 3s, you got 3 in the Slave 1. So we're getting 3. I guess that's all right. I'll take 3. Yeah, 3 of them. Can't believe there's another Jango Fett Slave 1. I'm happy we're getting the Kaminoan with it. All right, let's start work on, I think it's time to start work on that book Nook. We were going to work on, first off, I need to clear all these sets off the desk. I think it'd be cool to release a 2 duo ship set for the Kenobi and Anakin starfighters. Maybe microfighters would work, because with Lego ships, we don't tend to get the same, so an Eater, or is that why you're saying about a duo pack, so that we do get 2 and they don't have to re-release any? Because it would be the same build, wouldn't it? I can see them doing that with a microfighter. Maybe we get some minifigure scale ships, a little bigger than this, a little bigger than the microfighter, and then we can get Kenobi, Anakin. They could throw in a, if they're Eaters from Revenge of the Sith, they could just throw in a Padme from Mustafar. They could throw in a Palpatine in that robe with the hood, you know, a Palpatine. May I don't see Windu being in there. Maybe like Nook Gunray as well. Give us a few extra characters in the background that work with Revenge of the Sith rather than the Battle of Coruscant, because otherwise we're just going to get a few more clones and droids. I wouldn't mind seeing a Vulture droid. A Vulture droid would be nice. Yeah, this new rangefinder is going to look awesome on characters like Rex. Have I heard the rumours about the Ahsoka clones versus Darth Maul Mandos? I haven't, but that would be a nice battle pack for January. When you said the 999th had glowing visors, you meant the viewport. Yes, the glass part, rather than the viewfinder. Can I build an Anakin Obi Mustafar with the high ground? I have made one. I have actually made 2 or 3, but only one of them has featured on this channel, and I may have set it on fire. You're gonna have to watch the video to see what I mean. Yeah, it's Mustafar or Lego on fire. You'll see exactly in the thumbnail what video it is. We actually set Lego on fire. Criminal. That's an illegal building technique. All right, let's get the sets out. Yep, real fire. Real fire. I also saw the rumor of the Cobb Vanth ship as well. Alrighty. So, for the rest of today's stream, I want to do something with not any of these. This is my custom STAP, which I've switched up the top to make it look more accurate to how it appears in Phantom Menace and in Clone Wars. And I'm not entirely sure I quite like the design. I prefer the Lego one with the slopes. It looks less accurate, but it just looks a bit nicer in terms of play scale, you know, and playing with it. We have, from the start of the stream, the AT-RT, which should be standing up a little bit more. And this is my placeholder for the... Actually, it's not even a placeholder. I'm going to be replacing the new set with this AT-RT because this is minifigure scale. 145 and will look great on display with the new sets. And then we have the droid from the new battle pack, which I do like. This is quite a fun droid. Nice techniques to smooth off the back of it. And it's a lot better than the one that came in the AT-TE. So we're going to keep that one over there. And I do still have this Ferris wheel built from Tuesday's stream as well. We got a few things built on Tuesday. But today, I want to take this diorama and turn it into a book nook, which I think will be pretty straightforward. We've just got to work out something with the back here and get the right sizes up. But I didn't get the set already, so this isn't from the new set, but we get enough angles on lego.com to be able to put one of the droids together, and I had to build it straight away. I can't wait for August. That's like a month away. I'm not waiting for that. I had to put it together now and see just how they did the middle bit. And I'm quite happy with how I've built it. I will be comparing it to the official Lego instructions when August 1st hits. We don't know this is exactly how they've built it. This is just my best guess. So keep an eye out for a few shorts on this, and we'll compare it to Legos when the set comes out August the 1st. The Ferris wheel is hours of fun. Yes, it's so nice. The hardest part of this is going to be the base. Trying to get it off the base without breaking it apart, because I want to keep the bottom of it. I do quite like the bottom of it. I mean, this kind of works as a book nook for itself. If I remove the Dianoga, this does kind of work as a book nook. You just have to remove the slack or get it to fold up. But I want to completely change it and have it so that the back bit pulls in and out to crush everyone. I think that would work quite nicely. And we might have to rebuild this side up with bricks. But I'm going to try and use everything we've got here. So first off, let's pull up these bricks. Let's completely deface the diorama. There we go. Getting the AT-TE gunship and Arc 170. That's a nice haul. Oh, there we go. So these are the bricks that were keeping it in originally. These 1x4s with a little gap in them. But using hopefully a bit more Technic, we won't need any of those and instead just need the back, the left side, and the right side. Let's get Luke out of there. Oh, try and keep this as held together as we can, but as you can see, it does pop off quite a bit. What we need is a brick separator. There we are. Try and keep this roughly patched together. So my plan for this build is to have the sides so they're connected like this, and then I can pull them forward, fold them in, and the back folds with it. So we need to separate this back bit into 3 panels and then find a way to connect them up to the sides here. And it's probably going to be not as straightforward as I want it to, but it's probably going to be decently straightforward because we don't need to work with the base and really any of the Technic. Maybe we can keep 3PO and R2 on the back as well. This is held in crazy well. Oh no, look, we've got more of those elements that we can't get out. Why do Lego keep doing it to us? All right, what we might need to do is just pull this off the front. I don't think it's connected at the bottom. No, not connected at the bottom. So I don't know why Lego reinforced this so much. And that arch is stuck. Yeah, we're not going to bother with this. We're going to take our 3PO and R2 and just not throw this around, but we will be getting that out of the way. Might need a few of the base pieces, honestly. And splitting this up into 3 plates isn't going to be as easy as I hope, is it? So the diorama needs to be how thick? The diorama, Han can get rid of his blaster. That's only going to cause more damage there. It needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 studs wide, which lines up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. 1,000 stationed on friendly planets to guard the government. Nice gold. Yeah, it's got to be a high ranking Legion, hasn't it? Thank you for subscribing. Kyle? Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Gonna make a Jango Fett versus Obi-Wan Mock. Oh, I still want to build a little Camino landing platform for them to duel on. I'm hoping this pops out. Yeah. I think the door's held in with this back bit here. It pretty much was, wasn't it? Oh, and a few little bits down here. Those we can pop off. So here's the door. Let's keep this as patched together as we can until we have to break it down. So we've got the door, which is the middle panel, which is going to have some side bits. And then also our 2 side panels, which will have to be reduced by 2 studs. We could reduce them by 1 stud and have it angle in a little bit at the back just to create a bit of a... Actually, we could probably narrow it down to just the door. That's quite a good idea. All right, so here's our side panels. Let's get a... I think I'll go with a 2x6 here so we can get some sort of strip running down the edge. Because these work as walls and this door, yeah, we might need a little frame for this door at the end. So I'm going to get a 2x6 in black for this. Miss dioramas. There's so many dioramas that Lego could have kept up with. And I mean, they could always keep doing dioramas as long as we're getting Star Wars content. We can get more dioramas. But there's so much, we'll keep that in case we need it. So much they could have still given us. And so much they might still. We thought helmets were gone just because we didn't get any announced. And then we ended up getting another helmet, didn't we, this year? In Kylo Ren and Jango Fett, another 2 helmets. Forgot about the other one. Nice Ewing, thank you. It's the official Lego version with, now that I've got this desk cam, I can show off so much. With a modified cockpit and doors. So the doors hold open on the side at a slight angle and they're held on by an extra ball joint just at the top here. So I've changed that orange stud for a 1x1 stud with a hole in the middle, which has allowed me to push this ball joint up into the middle and then swap around the ball joints and clips in the bottom here so that the doors can clip back. And the cockpit itself has been completely hollowed out. The whole middle part here to make space for 7 minifigures, even though canonically it only holds 6, doesn't it? That's 1 sat at the back, 1 sat at the front, and 5 stood in the middle, which all fit with the biggest wigs you can think of. And no backpacks. Backpacks take up an extra too much space. That's a modification on the original set. I've slowly been chipping it off. We took a few slopes off for Grogu. I've also nicked a few pieces. I think I've nicked a few pieces for Plo Koon's Delta, the minifigure scale version that I built. That was cool. Wish they made new Ranger Legion battle packs. I think Lego could be making more battle packs. I will say it. Every Star Wars release should have some form of battle pack. If they give us a droid battle pack, then a clone trooper battle pack separate. Doesn't mean they can't give us a clone in the droids or vice versa. Stormtrooper battle pack. No reason we can't get sequel trilogy battle packs. First Order Trooper battle packs. I think they'd still be good. That's 4 battle packs. January, May, July. January, May. I guess we'd have to wait until probably August. January, May, August, and January, May, July, September. Maybe save the big sets for August. Good point. Maybe we can knock off the sequel battle pack and we can just stick to January, May, and August. Save me thinking of any other months. Kind of works every, what, 4 months roughly? Wish Lego would make some new Western sets. Ideas. I'm surprised there hasn't been many on ideas. I don't know if there is any. I did have a look at the new running idea sets, and I can't remember if there's any Western sets now stacked up for that. Palpatine's Arrest, great diorama. And also, so you've got the rescue, Palpatine's Rescue with Dooku, great diorama. Palpatine's Arrest, great diorama. What else have we got? Anakin at the Jedi Temple. Yeah, maybe we can skip that one, poor younglings. But there's so many great dioramas that we could have. May the bricks be with you, Raven. Thank you for hanging. Right, we've got this, and I'm thinking of using some sort of technique to hold these doors on the side. But I'm wondering how we'd get them clipped. We could use some of the 1x2s with the bars. Also clipping these, it's going to be a problem for those studs on the side unless we can fill up the middle. We kind of need something, we kind of need it lining up here. We could have something sticking out here and then going around, but we also need something that will bend and perhaps come inwards. Hinge bricks would work. Maybe we can hinge up a bracket. I think that's the easiest thing to do, hinging up a bracket. So we'll start there and see where this journey takes us. Mandalorian battle packs, there you go. Mando battle packs for the Mando series, for Clone Wars, for Maul's Mando Troopers. Yeah, it's a good one. I might have to make a Palpatine's, what's it? Palpatine's Saving Palpatine. Yeah, what would they call that? Palpatine's Capture, maybe. Saving the Chancellor. Ah, there's a good set name. Saving the Chancellor. So, what do we want? Brackets. Brackets and hinges might be the easiest modification I could go for this. But if it works, and you're able to replicate this at home as well, it might just be the easiest modification to turn a diorama into a book nook. I am expecting to spend a bit more time on this today, not just, add some hinges and call it a day. But let's see how it will do. So the hinges, we'll have to add them. I don't think we can add them straight in because hinges themselves have that little bulb in the middle, have that little bit sticking out. So we can either jumper and then hinge, or adding the hinges one off to the side does create a gap in the corner. That might be perfect for, yeah, it might work. If we have a gap in the corner, and then, which one? This side, innit? Or we might have to straighten this. No, there is too much of a gap in the corner there. Right, or if we clip them right in, and then we can add a hinge on top to secure it, and a few, specialized slopes and such to get this held in place. Because otherwise, it's just going to come straight out. Right. Not you then. What about above you? If this works, I'm going to be very impressed. A new Anakin's hairpiece. Oh, we'll have to look at that. New Anakin. We have used a few new Anakin hairpieces here on the channel, but I've grown attached to the Lego one. I've been asking for a new one, and I've grown attached to it now. Maybe Snot Bricks. Snot Bricks will bring it in a half stud because it's not quite 90 degrees. It's just off. Just off. So we can Snot Brick that. But then when we expand it, I kind of want something that pulls in. There's got to be a technic element we can use here and then we can reinforce it at the bottom. And then it will have it open. We can have some sort of mat or shelf on the underside. And then when we thin it up, it squashes everything together. Maybe there is a way using Technic. We just need some 1x1 bricks. Ah, this could be easy with Technic too. Yeah, with Anakin's hairpiece, I've been saying for so long, and I now, that we could get some sort of new element with it. And when they finally do give us a new element, it's just going to look odd. Same with the STAPs. They both look great, but it's odd because they're different. So I'm going to put an axle brick. You don't get much stronger than that. And then we need a little flimsy... Oh. Hold on. Do I want the axle brick? All right, we'll start off with the axle brick. Yeah, I think that works. And then we want one of the flimsy hinges. Let's see if we've got enough. I think it's one of the only Technic pieces I haven't catalogued yet. There might be a few loose in bags. I just can't guarantee it. Let's see what we've got. And whilst I'm doing this, actually, let's have a look. Oh, I can keep the desk up. Keep the desk up and have a little look. See if we can find those new Anakin hair pieces. Let's have a look. The piece I'm looking at is the piece used for Vader's transformation chamber. It's one of the connectors that actually, it's a flimsy connector, isn't it? Is there any reason I can't use two? Yeah, is there any reason we can't use any of the other connect? Yeah, they should work with a Technic pin in them, shouldn't they? Oh, nice. Right. Favorite YouTuber. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I guess we could use these elements, which would just shortcut the connection. Let me get a few pins. Check out this pin drill. These are just the ones that I haven't used. There's 40, 50 of them in the Star Destroyer. There's another probably 40 of them in the ATM-6. We've got R2-D2 probably uses some. I think that's it. Maybe the U-Wing. There's some holding the engines of the U-Wing on. But we've got half a tub just filled with these Technic connectors. Crazy. May the bricks be with you. Bundy Reed, thank you for watching. So my plan is to find somewhere these would fit, which will probably be this little weak point. Maybe we can reinforce it. Or, the top's a little stronger. Find somewhere we can clip these. What if we attach a connector to these? If we attach something on the top, because we need something that will fold up. So almost exactly one stud. Something that will fold up to almost one stud, and then that will extend round a corner. Two corners wouldn't work. We do need an extra something in this corner, don't we? Something that would expand across, maybe even just to, if we get rid of those studs, I think like a 1x3 and a 1x2 would work, because then we've got the 1x3. Yes, 1x3 and a 1x2, and we get rid of these studs, because then we could run a 2x1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a 2x10. Oh, we've got the connector at the bottom. Yeah, a 2x10 up the side instead of it. No, these are over here. We're going to want the pin ones, none of the axles. Or we could use the axles with a blue clip. but these pin ones are a bit easier to connect to each other without worrying about an axle getting caught and something not spinning. So this is what I'm working with, a 1x3 beam and a 1x2. Put that in there. And then we just need to drop one of these down, what, by a stud? By one stud. Hello there, Calvin. We will be going back to custom builds on the channel, hopefully sometime soon. But there was a few sets like this diorama that I just have to build first. I do want to go back and build a few old sets as well. So there might be a few mocks based off old sets, just improving them, getting them to today's standards. And then I do think Palpatine's Saving the Chancellor, as we'll call it, the Chancellor's Rescue. All right, the name might need a workshop, but I'll definitely build some sort of scene. I don't know if I'll build a diorama. I think a playset. A diorama could be fun as well, though. I think a playset and a diorama aren't as far off each other as I think. Do I watch Netflix? I'm currently watching Squid Game. So yes. Season 2. Not on the new one just yet. And I don't make stop motions. I've tried a few. I don't have the patience whatsoever for stop motions. I tried a few for ideas, I think, as well. Lego ideas, that is. And they were successful. They weren't bad stop motions. I just cannot sit still. The problem with stop motions for me is I'll knock the camera, or I'll want to redo a shot. Something as silly as that. Like, oh, I can do this better. So that's it. Scrap the whole thing. Should have pinned down the camera, really. There are ways I could solve that. But I didn't. And I decided to scrap the whole thing and go back 1x2s. And I'd be sat there all day just because I want to do the shot better. Just because I know I can do it better. And in the end, I just decided to stop. How many Lego sets? Good question, Connor. I don't know. Lego says I have... So since the Lego Builder app has come out, all the Lego Builder app sets that I've used, I've had 69 sets. And it's been like that for weeks. I haven't used the Builders app for quite a bit. Because now I get the instructions up on the computer. And I build it off there. 2x10, 2x12. But yeah, as far as Lego's concerned, I'm sat at a steady, not growing 69 sets. Maybe that will change in the future. Maybe that will just be like that forever. Maybe that will be. All right. How many subs do I get every day? A lot. A lot. The fact that I'm getting subs every day means we're closer to 10k subs, where we'll be building the UTS Slave 1. Tend not to keep too much of a count on analytics. I look at it every time to time. Make sure, you know, we're still doing well, which we are. Thank you to everyone that is subscribing. And where did this go? Oh, I should have measured this up before taking it apart. All right, here's our little arm. And what I'm hoping is when this goes around the corner, nope, we're going to need to reinforce it first, aren't we? Easy to reinforce, just a 1x2 slope inverted. So let me get those. Do I have a local Lego store? No. I'm happy in one way that I don't have a local Lego store, because I would be bankrupt. Absolutely bankrupt. Imagine if I had a pick and build wall walking distance to where I was. That's dangerous. That's too close. Although I still wish I did have a local Lego store. Definitely something we're going to be looking for in the next move. How close is the local Lego store? Thankfully, we have a few other toy stores near. All right. So that works. And it clips back in. But how difficult is this going to be? I mean, I think that's simple enough, isn't it? So you fold it. You put it back. You fold it, you put it back, you fold it. It's not going to be able to connect up to one centralized feature But is that not just the connection we want for all 4 ports? I think that might be it. I'm amazed. Is that it? Who's my favorite YouTube channel? And I can't say myself. There's a few channels that I found myself watching recently, actually, but I could never stick with it. I always watch someone for weeks and then switch it up. Although I have gone back to Markiplier recently for his Secret of the Mimic playthrough. I'm keeping up with all those. So in terms of consistency, I would probably have to throw him under the bus. Alright, 1x2. There's a plenty 1x2s in here. Look, a lot of them have the little axle holes in them instead. We're looking for one with just 2 pin elements, 2 pinholes. Oh, the blue one, nope. Oh, sure, the red one works. We're not too fussed about colours. And we're just gonna mimic this. Mimic, no secrets here. We're just gonna mimic, I can keep that on the back. Mimic this on all 4 corners, including the door. How are we gonna work this in? Oh, maybe just a, what, 1x6? Maybe get a 1x6 in there. Let's have a little, oh look. Might be a myth to some people, but some people, they believe in it. And that's okay. No discrimination here on the Master Moldy channel. And now, with the 1x6s, oh, let's get rid of this screen. We don't need that. We should put 3PO and R2. Oh, let's keep that. We should get 3PO and R2 on the back here. We could even line up. Look, I'm going to need more of these. Line the beams up with the monitor so it looks like one system. And then just get the pins up there. So we got the 1x3 on top. We should keep that consistent amongst the whole build. Otherwise, I'm going to get confused building this. Hello there, Studio M. We've just broken down, you might recognize the set. We've just broken down the trash compactor and we're building it into a book nook. So it stays flat when it's inside the bookcase, and then if you want to build a bigger display, you can fold it around, and it's just like the original set, but rather than the push in feature, you fold it out and you can fold it around, and the seam between them, look at that, there's just no seam there. You fold it out and there's a little seam because of that tile, which we could get rid of the tile on the end, couldn't we? Or we could push it forward a little bit, but I think that's the little bit of give that we'll allow, as it's a custom model. The trash compactor, or the garbage masher. It is called the garbage masher by Luke Skywalker, as opposed to the trash compactor. And we're securing these little Technic pieces in with these slopes, which could work as little sides to the monitor. 2 studs better than 1 and gives it a real nice secure connection. But the hard part is going to be connecting this now to the side. So we know what to do for both the outsides. I think we'd flip it to the other side before we connect this one, because once we've done this, that's the set. Maybe we can even build a base that goes behind it. But the problem with the way we're designing this is when this folds inwards, the base would collide with the base of the main set. So maybe it's better to just leave this blank and still have the, you know, the trash at the front. If you're displaying this on the bookcase, chances are you've got some sort of wooden floor below it. Just pop that straight off. So that would look, I'm not saying your wooden bookcase looks like trash, which is kind of almost exactly what I just said, but I am saying that the wooden texture of a dark bookcase would match up to the browns used on the bottom of this trash compactor. There's a better way of putting that for sure. What are we doing? Adding these and then building the other side. Hello there, Redacted. Welcome back, Out Hunter. Thank you. So we've now got the sides of this as well, which you can kind of see how they work. They fold out like that and give it a bit more space to fold inwards, and then they just complete the circle to fold back. So this is going to be flush with the side. We'll need to fill that in. What do we need? A 4, and then maybe even a 1x10. We've got a few of the 1x10s. Oh, 1x12. There's a 1x10. And 1x4s, which, don't know if you can make out, we got plenty of 1x4s in this grey colour. But we only need 2. And then we fill out the little gaps as we go. And on top of this, I want to continue this frame. So this is the door extracted from the diorama. And I'm just going to tile up the top. And hold on. No. This is the top. Is it? No, it's not. No, it is the top. All right, let's flip this around. I'm pretty sure that's the top of the door. It makes sense if that's the top of the door. If not, we're going to make that the top of the door, because then this is where the figures would go through. That's like the opening of the door. Pretty sure it's that way around. All right, 1, 2. We can leave the corner as is, and I might put a rounded tile there, just so it jumps out. Or a slope. Yeah, we'll slope that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a 6 and a 3 would make me happy if we could find it in the drawer. And then at the top here, that's where I'm going to put the 1x2 tiles. Maybe a cheese slope. Maybe a cheese slope. I think the rounded off tiles might appease me a little more. Oh, and then we can get like a bottom. Ooh. Oh, the choices. We can just go, you know, straight up. We'll get a triple slope. I don't know, so much choice, isn't there? We could even slope it up from the bottom. Add a cheese slope top and bottom. Well, it'd still be the rounded off slope at the top and then a cheese slope at the bottom. Oh, choices. I think we'll stick with a 1x6 at the minute. Unless I can't find enough. We only need 2 of them. Oh, wow. They're all just... Oh, 1x6, yes! But I can't find any 1x3s either. A lot of 1x4s. So... cheese slope it is with a 1x8. A 1x8 plate instead of a 1x6. Both of those. 1x8. 6. Oh, more than an 8. Don't know how big that one was. 1x8. Go shopping for the rest of the bricks. You. And the slopes. Here's some I just took off the ATRT. See, we're going all the way back to the start of the stream. I've just taken both of these pieces, just taken 3 hours ago. I took them off the front of this ATRT that we made custom, and now we're reusing them. And they're going just under here to get the corners rounded off, but still hidden away so that this top bit of the door jumps out, just like so, on the top there. We'll do the same to both sides, so that it jumps out from the frame, So it does look like the door isn't just, you know, attached. We're doing the same at the bottom. Well, we're not doing the same. Slightly different at the bottom with a cheese slope. So the cheese slope leads up to the 1x8 tile. It still shows the frame jumping out from the door, and that's just a 1x8, 1x8 plate on 1x8 tile on a 1x8 plate. There we go. Make the frame jump out, and let's switch this up as well. Get rid of these pieces off the end. I don't know if I'll be able to do this with a brick separator. There we go. Anything a brick separator can't do. Quite a bit in there. You go. And the 1x2s are filling in. Did I put the 1x2s away? I might have done. Brick separator couldn't have done that. Really helps with these 1x2s. I am very worried that I'm going to end up snapping one of these. But we've come to the end anyway. One more to go. But first, how are we going to take this off? Gem on. Gem on. Oh, that was a nasty noise for Lego. But it didn't break. And we'll take that. And our last 1x2. And secure all of this. Let's get another 1x2 just at the bottom. And then we can patch this back up exactly how the original set was. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is the trash compactor diorama, which is since retired, but would have cost... Good question. What would this have cost? It would have cost, when it was retailing, new £67 what it's worth at the minute. Why does it not say what it would have cost? Oh, £80. Oh, £80 a little steep. A little steep for this set, I will admit. 60 quid isn't bad. 60, 70 quid. So it's not held up since its retirement. But this original set we've just broke down to turn it into a book nook, which it could work as originally. It was a very fun book nook, but we're making a proper book nook. So on this side that we've already worked on, you can see we can flat out these walls, and then with a swift fold, we can then turn it into what the original set kind of was, which was about this big, a trash compactor that could push in at the walls. But now we've got a trash compactor that's a little longer than the original set, that also doesn't come out anywhere near as much. When this was crushed up, the original set would come out to about here. A book nook needs to be able to press in that extra little bit, and actually we should remove this as well. So I'm going to replace both sides of this with a simple 1x6. We just had the 1x6. Why didn't I think of that earlier? There we go. £80 is a lot, isn't it? We don't speak about dioramas much on this channel because, well, I don't tend to pick up the dioramas. I still one day would like to part out the Yoda hut. I think the Yoda hut would be a nice set to part out. But I don't tend to be too into dioramas and helmets. But they are quite a bit of money when you're looking at a Lego set. Which is all this is at the end of the day. All this is. All this is. Or, don't know if it's all this is, but yeah, it is a Lego set. But it's nice to be able to spend that much on something that, you know, is a Lego set. So I've replaced the 1x8s. This one's actually proven to be a bit tricky. It had a 1x2 piece just there on the nose that doesn't want to come apart. There we go. And because of how I'm sorting these, This 1x8 and 1x2 can go straight in my grade drawer because I'm sorting by colour now. So much easier for mock building. The only thing would be where Luke fits. Where Luke fits in the middle of this. Luke should go in here. What do we think? Left side, right side? I'm thinking left side, or maybe half and half. More so left side, although half and half works. Half and half does work, and that would be replacing that with a 4x4. That's possible, and same on the other side, please. Easy as adding a 4x4 into the set. That'd be nice and easy. Do I know a good website for Lego instructions for set 79008? The instructions on Lego website are not visible. Yeah, even if they are visible. Set that starts 79. Is that an older set? 79008. Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, there are no instructions for this on Lego. Oh, as far as finding another website, there was a website. Oh, what was it called? There was a website that did have the instructions. Sometimes sites like Brick Owl will have a link to the instructions. I wonder if someone's uploaded instructions here on YouTube as a video. Oh, is it Lord of the Rings? Oh, it is the... Oh, I just saw a boat and thought it was pirates. It's Lord of the Rings. It's the pirate ship ambush. Yeah, maybe have a little look on YouTube, see if the instructions are there. If not, definitely contact Lego. There might be instructions in a vault somewhere that could be scanned and uploaded, and there might be a few other people that want the instructions off of it. Oh, I've got the links. Actually, I can do you one better, and I can give you the links of the instructions. All right, let me get the chat up. And then I can drop them. I can drop the links in the horizontal chat. Links don't work in the vertical stream, so make sure you're in the horizontal stream, and I can drop you the links for it. I wonder why they're not showing up on Lego, because the site that I've got is Lego. I've got the official Lego versions. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Azrael. Just seen that. Welcome to the channel. All right, let's get vertical. And where'd the links go? Yeah, sometimes Lego instructions have just been missed. They've removed them for certain like clearing space and stuff like that, but they don't actually remove the instructions. People don't know how to delete things off the internet anymore. I mean, you can't delete things off the internet anymore. Once it's up, there's a good chance it's staying. So first off, we have book 1. And secondly, we have book 2. There you go. Horizontal stream, book 1, book 2 for the Lord of the Rings Pirate Ambush. Hopefully you can access those. And yeah, they're really hard to see. I was parting out. What were we parting out the other day? We were parting out... I can't remember. Oh, it was Shredder's bike. Shredder's bike from the same period as this. And the parts are so hard to see. But if you get something like Brick Owl up, which is what I had when I was speed building the Shredder's bike, don't worry everyone. The video is still coming. It's on its way and will probably be here by next week. I don't think it will be here by this week, but stay tuned. Speed build Shredder's bike on its way. If you get something up like Bricklink, you can see what pieces should be. I think being brown and black, it's usually quite hard to tell the difference, but this set seems to be all right. Yeah, the dark brown and the black are annoying, but if you get something like Brick Owl, you can have a little look, and then you'll see which pieces exist. You'll be, okay, that must be this color, must be that color. It's long, it's painful, it's annoying, but yeah, there's really no other way. I wish someone were to, on Rebrickable, go through remaster them. Let me have a little butchers on Rebrickable, and I'll see if someone has gone through painstakingly, hand by hand, No. Okay, no one's done it and they haven't remastered them on there. 2013, like 10 years ago. Again, said it before, I'll say it again. Just goes to show anything's possible, isn't it? That's where Lego started. That is where Lego started, right there. And look at them now. Their instructions couldn't be clearer. I have over 13,000 bricks. How do you start the organizing process? Couldn't help but notice the bins. So to start off with, 13,000 is a lot of bricks. It is a lot of bricks. I've started sorting mine based on vibes. I'm going to start saying that because I don't sort on part, don't sort on color. Hello there. But I've started sorting on vibes. I have a few drawers of plates. So 1x plates. Again, black elements is a popular color. So this isn't my only drawer of black elements. But these are all black 1x1s, and I have another drawer of them just behind. 1x8s, 1x6s, corner I put in the 1x, purely based on vibes. And that's because when I'm building a mock with black plates, if I need a 1x plate, I just pour these out. Pour these out over the desk, grab any of the ones that I need, whack them in, and then same goes for other colors. There's a few less popular colors. Look at the pinks. All the parts that I have, and this is all my 1x pinks and purple elements. A lot of them used at the minute for that STAP, but not that much to need any more than this drawer. So some colors are just going to be less popular. Neon colors, translucent colors are in a little drawer as well. And then for the bigger bricks, I have these drawers. This top drawer is my pride and joy right here. It's got my favorite element in. Look at that. These are all my snot bricks. I have a bag for any of the rarer ones, but 1x2s, 1x4s. These front two are usually filled up, and they're just the smaller snot bricks, the 1x, and a few rarer ones at the back, including my brand new favorite element, that 1x1 2x 2 snot brick. And you don't have to 3D print dividers. They're all 3D printed because I have a 3D printer. I don't know if it's worth it buying a 3D printer for dividers. Maybe if you can get a good sale on a 3D printer, but getting any sort of cardboard boxes we were using beforehand, they're really good as well. If I can get the drawer cases behind, they're the best ones. Yeah, these drawers here, these towers, I found it easier to store because if you need a bigger section, I'd say the big drawer is probably about 2/3 of this. Maybe this 2/3 of the big drawer. Can't remember which way around that is. But if I need more space, I can just expand the case and print a bigger container. And they're really handy. And also, what I've started doing with these drawers is any element I only have, look at that, some round elements there. That I literally have 2 of each of them on one of those Spinjitzu pieces. I've bagged up. Not enough bar elements, 3 length for a drawer. I've bagged up and started putting in some of the drawers at the bottom. They're a bit harder to search through right now, but they're also not that hard. When it comes to mock making, I can just tip out the drawer, grab the bag that I need and put the rest back, try and jam them in the drawer unit. Hello there, use the same orange ones. Oh snap! Yeah, I got 6 of these before Homebase went into admission. So they're not Homebase, they're Black & Decker, which weren't too badly priced here in the UK. Nice and cheap. Well, cheap compared to some of them, eh? Thank you for subscribing, Chris. Welcome to the channel. All right, now we've got rid of the studs here. Oh, we were looking for a 4x4. I remember that. That was one of them. And do we need the same on the other side? No. What do we need? So that goes in like that. We need... Oh, I guess a 2x4 would work. I was going to say would need a 2x5. That element does not exist whatsoever. You live in Dublin, and before Homebase left Dublin, you picked up 10. That was smart. Right as Homebase was going into admission, I was going to pick up a load of these, and I was hoping there'd be some sort of sale they were included in. There wasn't up until they all went. And as soon as they sold out, then they were like, oh yeah, you buy so many cases, you get so much off. And that was just a general one. I was hoping for a sow and didn't find one. Mind you, I don't have much more room, much wall space left for him. If they'd have gone on the sow, I'd have run out of wall space. No space left for Lego displays. Alright. So, it's going to be awkward to pop off, I think. Any chance I can just pop off the bottom? Brick separators, I think, need like a third feature where they can just disappear between two plates. I don't like trying to pry them. I like having a little gap first, like there is a little gap here. But I like having quite a decent gap that I can just pop them straight off. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just going to start crunching the Lego. And that's no good. We need the Lego in good condition. There we are. Filling out that side. And then for the other side, just need to replace the 2x2s. Oh, just the bottom one. Nope. Oh, 1x2. And that was there. Yeah. And this one goes down here. Perfect space for a brick separator. It's like it was made to go there. It wasn't, but it was like it was made to go there. And then these can go back after. Worry about you later. Does it still work? Does it go together like we're piecing together a jigsaw here? Do the final parts fit? They do, and they have a spot in the middle. So the back was the Dianoga. What was this? 2x2. Was that just a gap? It must have just been a gap. So I'm going to extend this to a 1x8. And then maybe use the 2x2s here. Because we don't want any middle gap when it's shut. Although there's going to be a big gap out the back. So I don't know if that will do too much to this display. Lidl had their own version for €12 each. They're the exact same. Oh, only using 2 orange ones and 1 Lidl. Yes, as soon as you got the space, that's gonna explode out, isn't it? Take up all that space. You're very welcome, Chris. And now, oh, can't lose that. Oh, hold on. Is that only one? Right. Got a little bit of water in there as well. With the brown underneath. And then we said about the 1x8, didn't we? Yeah, 1x8 just to fill that last little gap. And that is under the Princess. It's going to be annoying to take this one apart though. Where in England am I from? London. East London. Some might say the best part. Lived east, lived west. Been all over London. Quite lucky. Unlike this piece that it's going to be thrown out the window at some point. How do I remove both of these? I think half this side would come if I remove both of it. It would just fall straight off. Hey! Finally! Don't even have the replacement piece ready. I think I'm going to 1x8 and then probably just tile it straight off with a 1x4. With what have we got? We got a lot of brown on the floor. If I can get like a dark tan in 1x4. Or maybe we had a bit more water. This is the original base of the set. Maybe if we can add some of these trans brown elements, that could be good. Oh, look. Attic full of Legos. Yo, you buy and sell Legos for a living. Nice. I should probably hop onto that. With all I do working around Lego, I should probably hop onto that. Shouldn't I? But I haven't found myself doing it yet. I tried it. I tried it with a Bricklink store, and I ended up just building all the sets. Worth it. Definitely worth it. They weren't, you know, big sets. I bought a few city sets and a few of the Lego seasonal sets. So I think I bought sets that I would have bought to build. That was the problem. I need to buy sets, lock them away, and not think about them. There's our 2 trans brown pieces. Sure we're not leaving drawers out. And then there we go, a little bit of water. And now this fills up the entire area. We could, if we had a few more hours today, I guess what we could do is deconstruct this entire thing and then build a plate, like a base underneath this, that when we fold it out and around would slot underneath. It would slot underneath the side bit. That would work. I don't know if we would have to deconstruct everything. We just have to give this some stilts, and when this folds out and around, we'd have to make sure, yeah, you could get a plate underneath that, but then you'd have to fold it one at a time and you couldn't fold them both in, which I'm still kind of hoping we can get done. So let's construct this last little joint. Make sure it's the opposite of the other side. Go 1x3, 1x2, and then get our slopes on as well. That's the important part. Without those, the whole system goes down. My favorite quote. And then we'll have to look at this side. We don't have this. I mean, the 2x3, isn't it? That 3x3, sorry, was just there. It wasn't holding anything down. Yeah, we're popping those off. We're popping those off. And then getting the door on. Make sure the door's the right way. And I think we start it off in a row. You see with a load of these book nooks, they are able just to open up and spread themselves out. More like a fireplace display, aren't they? Than a book nook. So here we go. Get rid of these. Let's clear. Oh wait, we should put the minifigures on. I don't know if all the wait, we haven't got R2 and 3PO on the back. No, we need R2 and 3PO on the back. 2x6 and brackets. Three brackets might fit. Have over 7,000 Lego machine packets. Oh, crazy. I've seen shorts of oh, for all I know, it might be your shorts. I've seen shorts of someone packing orders, I think they do, and they go up to the wall and they just grab, you know, these magazine packets off some sort of display. That looks like fun. I'll be honest. I know it's work, hard work, but that looks like fun. I wouldn't mind doing something like that. And slopes. Let's get something to support this. Oh wait, we got the 1x, didn't we? Yeah. So this platform's for 3PO and R2, and I think there's enough space. There we go. Get some slopes on the corner, and this is all we need. We can still get our little Easter egg on the back. R2 does have back printing in this set. It was exclusive at the time. I kind of do want R2 at an angle. We could put one stud down and get R2 at an angle. Oh, a jumper. We could jumper both of these. I think if we have a jumper on the 3rd and the 5th stud, we can have R2 and 3PO both clipped in, kind of angled towards the middle. 3PO again missing his comm link. There you go. Too many figures on the back. Hello there, Techno Studs. I was talking about the guy from America who sells Lego out the barn. That's an awesome barn. Can you imagine that? I mean, again, I was just saying that I built the sets. I would probably be breaking out, especially the Battle of Geonosis. I've recently come to find that The Pentraki Arena might not have been built yet, the Arena on Geonosis, but we do have one of the beasts in polybag form. I missed out on that magazine, so I'll be building that at some point. Again, that's on my list. I added that yesterday. All right, how many minifigures can fit? We can fit Luke up the front. I think Han went up the back, didn't he? We don't need blasters. They dropped their blasters when they jumped in, I'm sure. Well, Han didn't, but he found out why he didn't need a blaster. Chewie. Oh, Han goes on top. Where's Chewie? Chewie in the middle. Chewie in the middle. Hopefully that works. And now for the moment of truth. This whole stream has been building up to this moment. We've got a fireplace display, which kind of works. Usually people will have some sort of clock or something in the middle. So the fact that it has a gap is nice, but you could also display the minifigures in the middle. And I think that would probably look a little nicer. Get 3PO and R2 around the front and give them a few minifigure CMF display bases. Get them displayed on the front. One way of displaying it, kind of a 3-in-1. Fireplace, or you've got Lego set. How, oh, I was holding it. Didn't mean to hold that. Lego set spins these corners round. It's hard when you're not seeing the back. All right, let me show you the process of changing this up. So you can see at the back, we got some Technic here. You want to spin it out and around, and that folds up, and you've got a Lego set display. This is display number 2. It's a bit spread out. Maybe we need some sort of piece that we can drop in the middle, and that would look like the official Lego version, though it's all tiles and plates. It's not too good looking, is it? Tiles and plates, and an arch on the back. So this is the size of the original Lego set. You've got a bit more floor space to be playing with, all right? We've had our mantelpiece display, which is when, you know, you want to get the fancy Lego downstairs on the mantelpiece when the guests come over. And then you've got the play set, where you can, you know, take Han off, be shooting around, trying to break out, get out the door. And you've also still got the other scene. Oh no, we broke it. We might need a bit more support on the other side. Did we break it? I might have bent it too far. We've also got the other scene on the back with 3PO and R2-D2. And then maybe you want to put it away. You've got another set that you want to display on your mantelpiece, and you want to put this on your bookshelf. So you undo the first modification. You want to get this, spin it around, and get this back in its mantelpiece display. Goes back. You want to put this away. Now reach for the middle. Oh no, this is not really showing off too well, is it? How can we re-support the middle? Oh, again, what I'm trying to do is I'm pulling at these pieces and pulling off the hinges here. What I want to be doing is holding those pieces and pulling at the other side. So we're holding the middle, pulling the outside. There we go. Haven't even clipped these in. Oh, haven't clipped these in with a slope. That's probably not helping. All right. We're going to use these 1x2 slopes to reinforce the connections as we have on the outside. And in spinning those out, you give yourself enough space to fold. Come on. To fold in and display this as a book nook that not only folds up, but lines up perfectly at the end as well. Oh, how perfectly. And there we go. Book nook. Might not be as tall as some of the Lego versions, but it doesn't set you back 120 odd quid or whatever the next one's going to. Oh no, we killed Chewie. Chewie can actually stand Leia's side. Give the princess some company. But there we have our book nook. Not too great from the top angle. Looks better when you're looking through. Gives the set some depth. And honestly, I'm impressed with how easy that was to do. All we had to do was pull it off the base, get rid of all these tiles and plates, which is basically all this is, 1 plate thick and a bunch of tiles on top, 3 plates across, and then give it some Technic hinges, which are so solid you can lift it up with one hand. Give it a little wiggle with your hand supporting it in case it does break. And there you go, you get another look at the trash compactor diorama, and we do have 3PO and R2 round the other side. I think this has turned out pretty well. There's the other scene. And we've also taken a look, if you are catching on from the second half of this stream, or the final half, who knows how many halves we've had. Hello there, First Order Luca from Billund, for people across the world. Do check out the first half of the stream to see the new LEGO Star Wars sets coming out in August, and also check out the streams, both of them, over on Tuesday if you're interested in how I built this Spider Droid early and some of the other LEGO that we built and looked at from August and from July, because there are a few fun gift with purchases like this one here and a few exclusive insiders rewards. That LEGO Ideas cart that we have recolored for the next Star Wars mock was a blast to build. And yes, I'm still stood here twisting the Ferris wheel, what, 48 plus hours later after building it. Maybe not quite 48 hours, but stay tuned. On Saturday I'll be back building Toothless and also building the Juggernaut a month before its release. That's right, the new LEGO Star Wars Juggernaut, not an old turbo tank, the brand new Republic Juggernaut 7.5 something something something. Still don't remember any of the set numbers. So hopefully I'll see a ton of you there on Saturday, probably same time, 2 p.m. BST, streaming a little earlier than we used to, but not missing out another Sunday. Already done that twice, and I said that I wouldn't do it again after February. But thank you so much for watching, and until then, may the bricks be with you always.